おめでとう博士。まずは乾杯。乾杯。
Oh no, my mic was muted. Hello. Welcome to Cocktail Hour. I've already started having a cocktail. Let's see who's with me tonight. We got some people here. We got can I add him? What's happening? There he is. Richie, so
there we are.
There he is. There he is. There he is.
I like that.
How you doing, Rich? We got
good. Good evening.
Russo. I'm good.
Hello.
Hello. And then we got a very special guest, Richard Cox.
Very special guest, indeed.
Very special guest. Hello. How are y'all?
Chilling like villains.
Yeah.
Yep. Good. Happy Saturday.
Yeah, right. Sorry for the technical snafus. I don't know what I'm doing. So yeah, man. It's Saturday night. We're just kind of hanging out. I thought we could talk about some stuff. I lost my camera again. Good God, what a fucking disaster this is turning into.
Technology's not your friend tonight.
Jesus Christ. You know why? Because I think my camera is starting to shit the bed. See, there it goes. But yeah, I don't know. But anyway, what's new with you guys?
I live on my deck now.
Yeah, it looks nice. It's a nice looking deck.
Yeah. I can't blame you either.
Yeah, looks good.
Looks like your hair is on fire.
Yeah.
What's that Godzilla beside you?
Yeah, that thing's nice. Hang on, let me get you on the screen.
The color's beautiful.
Yeah, well, we can get into all that. But it's the Wonderfest Passion Tank Shin Godzilla.
No, that's
nobody
awesome.
wants to see that. There you go.
There we go.
That thing's really nice.
Yeah, this is actually my review. So hopefully I'll be doing that tomorrow. But yeah.
Nice.
I love that sculpt. I've got an unpainted blue one. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, it looks good. I'm attempting to fix my camera, so bear with me, people. I apologize. What is it doing? I don't understand.
At least we can hear you.
I know.
Yeah, at least.
Don't you want to see my beautiful face?
I want to see your beautiful beard.
I know, right?
I could just try like talking like it's you, and it'd be like a bad dub.
Yeah. We can. Yeah, just do it as a dub. I know I can reset the browser, but I don't know what'll happen if I restart my browser. I don't know if it'll like completely screw up the stream.
I mean, you can just be the narrator's voice.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, right. I'm just trying to get my laptop camera to kick on, but for whatever reason, it keeps wanting to use my this one here. So let me see if we can figure it out. I don't know. I don't know if I can set default apps. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
We don't need this.
I know. I'm annoyed now. This sucks. All right, hang on a second.
Unbelievable.
You ruined it.
Hang on a second. Uh-oh. No, let's
Already
not do
almost
that.
on my first drink. That's a problem.
That is a problem. Rich, you said you got some new stuff. You want to...
Yeah. So, first off, because it's Kaiju and Cocktail, I will say, first off, hello to everybody. Everybody in the show. Rich, thanks for jumping on. Good to see you. Mike and Brian, of course. This drink that I just finished, it's called the Ice Fluid. They were making this at the bar at the Regency, and it was pretty damn good that I had to like take a picture of it and learn how to make it. I haven't quite got it yet, but we're getting there. So that's the cocktail of the night. I have a pitcher in the fridge. If anybody wants any, you just have to come here and get it. All right. So I just showed off that I picked up the Passion Tank Shin Godzilla from Wonderfest this past summer. This is fucking awesome. This is my next review. And a quick little story about this. And just tell me to shut up whenever. I saw one at G-Fest the year before, but it was like a black and gray variant. And I was like, don't know. But I passed on it.
Oh, you muted Rich.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Nothing. Technical ineptitude tonight.
I know. My God, dude. Sorry, Rich.
Am I good?
Yeah,
You're good.
Hello. All right.
You're
Next up, we're gonna do Wonderfest stuff. I picked up again. All right. So this is like a triple Shin Godzilla Wonderfest. I picked up the Saru Jirushi Shin Godzilla. This thing is also fucking awesome. You're not gonna be able to tell now, but like actually, because I'm looking, I can tell. The viewers, you can't. Sorry, that it's so translucent. It looks like I'm looking at his like nervous system and veins and shit. Just the way this thing is painted, it is gorgeous.
Looks like it's got tinsel in it.
Yeah, like what do they call that? That metallic paper shit.
Yeah, the metallic tinsel that like.
Yeah. There's a little bit in there. It looks like some pink paper in there, tinsel stuff. It's gorgeous. The sculpt is gorgeous. This thing is freaking massive. This thing cost, I think, like $90 to get shipped because he said jack up our fucking shipping rates. Sons of bitches. Next up, again, Wonderfest, another Shin Godzilla I picked up. Frog Tree, who's also the same sculptor for T-Base, for the T-Base figures. So he did this awesome dynamic Shin Godzilla. It's black and white, basically on a glow vinyl, and it glows in the dark. You really can't. Oh, no, that's not working. Just imagine the glow. But I really dig it. The sculpt is awesome. And it just was by accident that I did 3 Shin Godzillas for Wonderfest, and they also happened to be my first Sofubi Shins. So I checked that fucking list off real fast. A couple Bandai figures, picked up the 91. I don't remember if we showed this off the last show we did, but I got this one. Thank goodness they reissued it because the originals were in the aftermarket ridiculous.
Wow.
Picked up the most recent Space Godzilla and the retro color. Just both of these,
nice.
I think, are the
love
best
that
paint
Space
jobs.
Godzilla.
Yeah, both of them. I think the standard. Which one's the standard? I can't tell which one I got in my hand. The standard, I think, is the best painted one thus far. I'm glad this one doesn't have the yellow on it. Like I think you were saying, it looks very similar to the Memorial Box version.
It does, kind of, doesn't it?
Yeah. And then the retro one's pretty dope. I dig that. I actually forgot I pre-ordered that until I got the shipping notification. Whoops. And then one more Bandai.
Godzilla store.
Yep. And then I picked up from Showcase the Kaiju, the Kiryu Goji.
Yeah.
Pretty dope.
Me too.
Pretty nice. Then last but not least, over here is the X Plus rig.
Yeah, dude. Things rules.
Godzilla -1. Yeah, this thing's a beast. And again, because the way I'm sitting, I can see the light passing from the camera, the screen door plate. So this looks really awesome.
I love it.
So, totally dig it.
Yeah, it's
That's my newest shit.
fantastic figure.
Yes.
Let's see who's here.
No, I'm
who
not
we got
drunk.
here?
I've only had one drink, Penzilla. So shut up.
Tyler, thanks for joining. Who else here? Oh, Zergio, thanks for joining. Zergio, is that right? Well, I can do it. Penzilla is here. Hello. Thanks for joining. Monster Hunter, thanks for joining. Epic Toxie, thanks for joining. Man, nice. Okay, that's not bad. I didn't know if Godzilla fandom was big enough for 2 streams in one night. We're going to find out.
Well, it is a real stream.
We're going to find out tonight. Yeah, right. Yeah. So I got my camera working. I don't know what I did, but I know I'm not going to touch it again. So
You jiggle it.
I'm not going to. No, I'm not going to jiggle it. I blew on it and it fixed it. So, what's everybody drinking? I know you said you were drinking, Rich. I am drinking this here. It is pretty damn good. Let me get myself down here. It's New Trail Brewing, and it is their double zombie pumpkin ale. It is really good. You're not a pumpkin ale guy?
No, I'm saying it's good weather for a pumpkin ale.
Oh, I know.
Nice Oktoberfest or a Marzen.
Yeah, and it's got a decent ABV, man. 8.5 ABV.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's nice, right? Nice. Drinking it out of the Mecha Godzilla glass. So. How about you? What are you drinking, Rich?
It's not me. I already said mine.
It's Rich.
We gotta remember that there's two of us here.
You, man, you're on the big screen. Sorry. Big.
I'm on the big screen. Okay.
You're on the big screen.
I'm drinking a local beer from Charlotte from Divine Barrel Brewing called Carolina Cobbler.
Oh, nice.
It's basically a peach sour barrel Weiss sour beer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's quite good. Now you got me wondering. It's 6% ABV. I recommend it.
Oh, dude, I have such a hard time finding a good peach beer.
Oh, you should text me. I can hook you up.
Yeah, I might. Because I will.
Peach beers. South Carolina, further south than me.
I know. Yeah.
Giant peach butt in the air.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, you've never been far enough south.
Yeah. We had a local brewery called Victory out here.
I know Victory.
They do Golden Monkey. They're not really local anymore. They're probably.
You bought me some Golden Monkey once.
Yeah.
And we drank a lot of it.
Yeah, we did. They did a peach beer. It was a limited run. It was called Blackboard number 8 or something like that. And it was the best peach beer I've ever had. And I've spent probably the last 6 years trying to find one that is on par with that. And every other one that I found has like that fake peach taste.
Like fake banana.
Yeah. And it's not good. So I would so I'm gonna text you. You can send me. I'll look for that down here. And if I can't find it, I might have you mail me some, and I'll send you something.
Yeah, we'll
Blackboard. Hey, look, my wife knows it because she loved it. Blackboard number 9 was what it was called. Thank you, wife.
That's good. You need someone who does research. There you go.
Yeah, she loved it. That was one of the few beers she would drink. She's not a big beer drinker, but
I love a peach beer.
Yeah, right. Me too. What's new with you, Rich? We haven't talked in a while.
Toy wise, gosh, there's been so much Bandai shit. Language, I assume, is okay. There's been so much Bandai shit coming out that I won't even show. I've got literally 3 or 4 boxes that I haven't even gone through of just Bandai releases over the past few months. So I'm like, eventually that's got to get in here somehow and take pictures. Not much vintage either, though I keep looking just because vintage prices are. I keep expecting Russo to start nodding, but vintage prices are just getting ridiculous. Just insofar as just kind of potluck it and go in it. But I have gotten, and I might be the only one who likes this, is this little guy.
Oh, he's cute.
Yeah, it's from '66. It's one of the earliest. It's a Gomez plastic winding. You've probably seen M1 did a lot of reissues of a lot of these different ones. So I've been collecting the original Marzen ones. This one's from '66. It's got wheels and a lined up.
Oh, nice. Does it work still?
Yes, it still works. It's the first series. The second series is actually much cooler in that they come. I can pull them out if you want to see any of them. But they come in little boxes that are made to look like televisions.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they're like little. I'll pull one out just so you can see. And they have a lot of Gomez. It's pretty cool. So he's still in his box, but you see, it's made to look like a TV. And as you rotate, it's got original art for the character.
So cool.
All the way around. The only one they did for Toho was a Godzilla. And you've seen that. Someone did one of those. This little brown one. Little brown Godzilla. But it's like a little walker with little feet and a little wind-up key. But so I've been kind of finishing that up and picking up some related stuff like that along the way. Just because, I still every once in a while win a vintage toy or I'll do a hole in my Bandai collection. But I'll get into a vintage auction and I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
It is nuts how high these are getting. Just things like over $1,000 recently sold for. What the fuck?
That's cool. Except I was in a not the fake one, not the M1 one that confused people recently. because I saw what that was. But there was a Mothra larva. That's one of the couple of Tohos I'm missing.
Yeah.
And I don't normally talk about money, but I stopped at 1,500.
Yikes!
I was like, I I mean, I've got I have nothing more to say about that. But yeah, I mean, there's some I would anyway. It's so vintage is like it's very much like just get in, and if you get lucky, you got something new and cool. And
I keep thinking it wasn't that long ago when this stuff was affordable, but that was 20 years ago.
Sometimes I'll still get some affordable stuff. I kid you not. I've got like one of each Ghidra, the standard. Like I've got the Hawaiian and the Hawaiian paint and the standard. I didn't pay Hawaiian prices for any of them, and it's not. I didn't backdoor it like a lot like I do with some stuff. It's just like I want it, and gosh, I want to say the Hawaiian Ghidra was like 800, which I even normally I would cringe saying out loud, but then I'm like, well, but I mean, Sofubi these days 800 is
Dude, Sofubi's out of control. It's ridiculous.
So I'm more than happy to spend that much on a vintage toy. Whatever
they can afford that, there's nothing stopping them from buying vintage now. I mean, it's
You guess how much this fucking thing was?
I'd rather.
If I not 900.
Oh no, thank God.
All right, 350.
Five.
Yeah, I'm rounding up.
It's sad these days. I'm like, okay, well, I don't think that sounds bad.
No, for that.
Yeah,
it's big. That's a huge figure.
Something that I take into consideration. I think it was 30,000 yen at Wonderfest. So the seller, of course, is going to mark it up to make his money back. But he also paid for a ticket to get there. Stood in line. Probably had to get in line early to get. So I'm pretty content with the price I paid for it. I would say that's fair, but expensive.
The things Godzilla fans do to justify the expense.
Yeah, but you're right. It's. I mean, the days are long gone of hooking up with the $80 Marmot or the 50 one if they call it Final Paradise.
Yeah, really.
Yep. Oh, when Marmot Monster Heaven figures were coming out, I think my first Desu Goju I bought from Chibi Goji Toys, Linda, it was $75 in 2007.
Yeah. Remember, I was actually talking to CJ or someone about this the other day. I was like, because I was trying to explain to them how Marmots used to be. And I was like, no, this is all mail order through their website in the 90s. You can still go on their website and see some of them listed on there. It just always says sold out.
I mean, it's all relative. This would have been 600 yen 20 years ago. Yeah. Now it's $30.
And I get that. I mean, prices go up.
But still, it's relative. I mean, everything's gone up, even the cheap stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the stuff you can find everywhere is crazy. Like the Godzilla store, like the fact that we have that, the fact that like Big Bad Toy Store sells Godzilla stuff now. Like there's just so much stuff. Like this like Mike sent this picture in the Godzilla Collectors group earlier today. Which, if you're not in the Godzilla Collectors group,
you should be.
What the hell's wrong with you? Yeah. But where was this taken, Mike? At a comic book store near your house?
Yeah. But it was in the mall. Huge comic book store. Like the whole. This is not even all the Godzilla stuff they had. But look at it all.
Yeah, it's nuts.
It's like the kind of thing you used to see at like Pony Toy or something.
Yup. For some little kid, this is their Pony Toys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy that you can just walk into a store and find that kind of stuff.
And all those figures were like $25. I mean, that's not awful.
No, that's great. The thing about the Godzilla store, the Godzilla store now confuses me because I'll see it come up with like new pre-orders. I'm like, but I've already ordered that from Japan. I can't. That's happened to me a couple times.
Well, it seems like as long as it's a Godzilla store exclusive, it's going to show up on that site. And it seems like the real retail stuff, places like Big Bad Toy Store are carrying that now. There's really no excuse to overpay anymore.
Well, they recently listed like Biollante up there, and I was like, do I have Biollante? Is that new? I mean, there's just been so much. It's weird. It sounds like, it's like the 90s in a way, where it's like there's so much Bandai coming out. I'm not even sure what I do and do not have anymore.
It's hard to keep track because like the Biollante is going to be a direct U.S. import with like the redone tag and everything like that. but some places are actually selling the Japanese stuff too for cheap.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
you can get pretty much everything now, except for like the crazy exclusives.
yeah. Even though, but yeah, you're right. I mean,
Yeah.
that 54
it's
Max
pretty-
was a crazy exclusive for a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's
Now
pretty
$100.
cool. I mean, my Bandai stuff, I had to reconfigure like all my Bandai stuff just because there's so much stuff coming out, and I don't know. Of all the stuff I have, I feel like Bandai is the hardest stuff to display.
Tails.
I don't know.
It's the
Yeah,
tails.
it is. It's because of the tails. Yeah,
Who doesn't have long tails unless you're
Yeah.
a Shin. But
Yeah, Shin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, depending on the Shin, man, those Shin
Yeah.
tails, they'll go on
all those
forever.
Millennium Godzillas though with the long tails, those Bandais, how do you put those on a shelf?
At an
yeah, it's a
angle.
pain in the ass.
Yeah.
You need to buy risers and
Yes.
and fucking risers are expensive, man.
I built
It's like
mine. I mean, I showed you. These are all like built risers.
Yeah, it's easier
Back when I
to
had-
honestly, if you're handy, it's easier to build them than it is to
Like
buy
back
them.
when I had like a full display room, I had all my Millennium Godzillas and Kirus like stacked sideways, like one up against the other, and it spread like 5 or 6 feet. Just those guys. It was,
And that's why I did risers, because I just made them. Basically, my risers are just like U-shaped, and then tails.
Yeah,
just,
and you just need a little. Yeah, just put a block
Let's
of
go
wood
over it.
on each side. Yep. Yeah, that's really all you need. Space Beast just came from Godzilla Fest.
That's
so
that movie in LA, right?
That's in San Francisco, right?
Yeah,
On right now. Yeah. Yeah. That's actually not a bad idea. Just chop the tails off with scissors.
Well, some people just like heat gun them off. And
Just melt them right off. It's fine.
you just pull the tails off and have to display them with it.
Yeah. I have my X Plus gigantic Burning Godzilla up on my shelf without the tail on. It's perfect in the corner for me to enjoy like viewing it. But if the tail was on, it wouldn't fucking work. So I'm like, I don't need the tail on.
take the tail off and put it in a box.
I always like joking, like, why do people get so hung up about the tails? It's like, do you display your collection like this? So that's how you look at it. So you look at the Godzilla head all the time.
Rich, you sent pictures of your collection room and the way, and I'll show them here in a second. We were talking about collection rooms, and because I just remodeled mine a little bit, and the X Plus, I think the Bandai is difficult, but you can fit the Bandai on like a normal shelf. You know what I mean? But the X Plus is really where you start running into problems.
Yeah, you need 16-inch deep shelves. You know,
they need to be tall and they need to be deep. You know what I mean? And that, that's how you have them set up. And these are like those shelves. These are like the garage shelves you see at like Lowe's. You know what I mean?
And these are pretty decent shelves. I get asked about them a lot over the last however many years. I don't know if Lowe's is still selling them. I think you can get.
Yeah, I believe me. I see them all the time because every time I go to Lowe's, I have to walk through the shelves section to see if there's what's new in shelf technology.
Yeah, but like if you look at my Burning Godzilla up there in that left corner, like he's got no tail on, and it just works aesthetically perfect for how I got everything set up. He's the only one without the tail on, but these shelves I've had for 10. What is it? Wait, like 12 years now or something like that. And I've been making them work, but I've had to take X Plus stuff down off these shelves, and I have some stuff in my living room, to make room for other shit. So like my gigantic GMK Godzilla is not in this photo. He's in the living room on the TV stand. So taking him off made room for other shit.
Yeah.
But so it's a work in progress, constantly evolving.
Yeah. I remember I added you to that Realm of Collectors Facebook group, and you posted a picture of your X Plus stuff, and people were all like, "You need to get better shelves, bro."
I know.
I mean, you were both like, "Dude, you obviously none of you collect X Plus because like you can't put them on an IKEA Billy shelf. If you could, if you could, I would just do because I went to IKEA and I got a set of Billies, but I got the ones that are the half size ones are like 41 inches high, and I put them around my couch in a corner. Like I made them in a corner around my couch, and but you can't. I don't think you could do X Plus on those unless you were going to severely. I think there's 5 shelves on a full size one, and you'd have to probably cut it down to 4.
Yeah,
to fit them. So
I mean, they're straight up bookshelves. There's no way.
Yeah, I mean they're really nice and they're really well built. These
are IKEA.
Yep.
Those are Detolfs, right?
Yeah, the Detolfs work great for Sofubi or vintage.
Yeah.
I can't imagine Tails. I couldn't imagine trying to put X Plus or Bandai in there.
Did they discontinue those though?
I think so. Did. But I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. I've got like 7 of them. So
that's what these are, right, Rich?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Yep. Yeah. So what room is this? This is.
So eventually I'm going to do a collection video, but this is the dining room, but not. It's another collection room. So that's really all my Sofubi stuff.
Yeah.
Literally, it's all this. Actually, I take it back. It's not all the Sofubi stuff because I've got all the shit that I have on the table now that needs a home, and those shelves are full. So part of me was like, "Oh, do I put the Star Wars stuff away?" And I'm like, So I might make a trip to IKEA tomorrow and see what my options are because I need more display stuff. The bedroom.
You need more risers, man.
I need risers. I think I only have if you look at the Toy Graph Detolf where it's got the Shogun Rodan on top. There's risers.
Yeah, which I love. I see them. Yeah, I see them on the top.
So I definitely need more risers. But let me tell you, I got 1, 2, 3, I think 4 Desu Gojis in one of those shelves, and that's a pain in the ass because those tails do not really work. I know. So it's funny. Rado Goji, I promised collection video. I actually started the process to get towards that, and we'll get to another. I'll talk about it when we get to the Bandai stuff. On something.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm heading to the Bandai stuff now. Actually, no. Before we do the Bandai stuff.
I want to talk more about that awesome Mattel Rodan he's got.
That's
sort of thing.
Let's go back to that. I'll do a quick story about that. I posted in TCG.
It's in here, right? Yeah, there it is up at the top.
Yeah,
right?
Top right.
Yeah. That thing has been storage for probably almost 20 years. It's been in the bin, and here I'll be quick. My grandfather used to work for the sanitation department in Queens, New York, and he was basically, picking up trash. And he would always grab me like the cool stuff that people were throwing away. I didn't give a shit. I loved it. And I still have everything that he's ever given me. And the Rodan was one of them. And it's in the same condition, aside from the wing starting to break a little bit more, especially since I took it out and I was kind of fucking around with it. But it's pretty much in the same condition that it's been in since I've had it. It didn't have the horns. It was missing a feet. The wings were all jacked up. But now that I have it out and it's exactly, how I remember it. When I was a kid, we had a Shih Tzu named Bamboo, and I would chase the little bastard around the house. Rodan would chase the bastard around the house, and she would run from Rodan. It was fucking hysterical. I got yelled at by my mom. It was so that thing.
I really get excited about the Shogun Godzilla, and they forget about that Rodan, and they forget about the Godzilla's gang stuff. And
yeah.
Well, Rodan to me would be
Rodan is hard to find, and it's hard to find.
That would be the one thing that I would, if I could find one like in really good condition, I'd have a problem because I would love to have one. I remember getting the Sears wish book, and seeing the picture of the Rodan with the Godzilla, and I already had Godzilla, and just I wanted that Rodan so bad, and I never got it. And I still have my original Godzilla. And he's in really good shape.
Toy. I mean, it's like one of the things I talk about a lot. It's like a toy that's a toy. And I have the Rodan, and to Rich, like first thing I did when I got my Rodan, which I've had it about
chase the dog around.
COVID screwed my brain up. I'm sorry.
Chase the dog around.
But first thing I did when I got it like 5 or 6 years ago at least was like take the wings out and take the wings off because, like you said, I was like, I have a fragile wing Ghidra. I know what's going to happen eventually. So the first thing I did was I took the wings out, and mine had all this like rubber band gunk in it.
Yeah,
because the rubber's it's all rubber band stuff. So I dried out and I scraped it out, and I have it to the wing point. I mean, to the tail point. Excuse me. I've got it displayed with the wings off. But it's like such a cool toy, like the claws. Its claws grasp.
The grab, right?
Automatically, it's got like a lever, so the beak opens and closes. The neck moves, the wings. You make the wings flap. I mean, it is, and it's like
so cool.
I measured. I think it's like something like a 3-foot wingspan. right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
such an
It's
amazing
figure.
toy. Now and if you're a variation dork, there's at least 3 variations of it and at least 2 boxes. If you want to spend a crap ton of money, because it's not a cheap toy. Well, I guess it's a cheap toy compared to some of the stuff we've been talking about. But it's a great toy.
Yeah. Here's a pop quiz for anybody watching or you guys on. What movie do you see the Shogun Rodan?
Oh,
And I'll let you. It's hanging in the scene. It's hanging from the ceiling. And that's all I'm going to say.
Not Pee Wee's Big Adventure, right?
No.
I can see it in my head, but yeah, I don't know.
I'll say it at the end of the show unless
I'll have
somebody
to
gets
ponder it. Yeah, yeah.
Because every time I watched this movie as a kid, like, oh, I was doing like DiCaprio. What?
Sorry. It's overlooked and it's rare and it's just a great toy. It's just a great toy, and we don't get many great toys anymore.
No.
So.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You know what is a great toy though that is fairly recent is that and I did a review of it for my channel, that Godzilla for the latest movie that it walks and it sprays a mist out of its mouth.
Yeah, the humidifier one.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a really neat toy. The mist lights up because it's got a light bulb like in its mouth, and the whole thing. That's like a super cool toy. It was only $50. You know what I mean? So, there's still some cool stuff there, out there if you look. But, But Rich, what else you got? What do you guys think about maybe going forward as we do this? Like maybe for another episode, asking people to send us pictures of like their collection rooms, and we can kind of like talk about them and review them a little bit. Maybe not be like assholes.
Review it.
Oh no, I'd love to be assholes about my room. It's just a bunch of shells.
Well, this one because the color.
First off, you need to dust. First of all,
detox, man.
Yeah, I know, dude.
You'd be surprised when people post pictures of their stuff and like, look at my stuff. It's like, dude, all I see is dust.
It's a bunch of shit thrown on a bed. Yeah,
you get used to it, and you don't see the dust until you move the figure and see a footprint.
Yeah, then you see it under. Yeah, you see the feet outlines.
I know that's
like an office, Rich.
What's what?
So what is this, like an office spot here?
Okay, so if let's just say, imagine you're the one that took the picture. If you look to the X Plus shelves.
Oh, okay.
So same room. So yeah. Okay. So now we turn to our left. Nope, that's downstairs below the X Plus room. Yeah. So that's
So I got basically that's that, yeah, and then it's that.
Yeah. So all the same room.
Okay, cool. That's a nice little hangout room then.
Yeah. So basically, normally when we're doing this, that is exactly where I'm sitting, but I'm on the deck right now because it's nice out. And I wanted to change it up. But that's where I edit and got all that shit you see on that table needs a home. I don't have room for currently the Sofubi stuff that I picked up. Yeah. But that other bookcase, I had some books, my VHSs that I have since whenever. Toho Maniacs Rich Iso was in there with the. I had a 3D printed version of me from years ago.
Yeah, I remember the video of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's pretty much the majority of the collection. I'm gonna save it for the collection video. We didn't go to the Bandai room yet. But I'm gonna say Bandai room. Yeah, so the reason why I'm delaying is the Bandai room is not Bandai room. You gonna pull that one up?
Yeah,
totally. The Bandai room is basically a spare bedroom with so basically I'm literally sitting on the bed that's in there right now. You can see that corner where all the memorial boxes and a couple of the Bandai things, that corner's not finished. Also, more importantly, which is just disgustingly looking, is those two posters that are framed like ass. They're framed complete ass. So if anybody saw on my Instagram stories, I took both of those posters to Michael's today, and they're getting custom framed. I should have them back in 2 weeks. So then I will feel a little bit more content to do a collection video because I won't look like some sloppy ass slop ass. It just doesn't, I can't do a collection video with them looking like ass. Gravity said we're pulling this shit down, and nay. So got to get it framed right. And then I got to find a display, a case or something for that corner so I can find more room for the other shit that I have and the other shit that I have. I got lots of shit.
I like that cube. Is that an IKEA?
Yep.
IKEA, Calax, whatever, you know. I swear, IKEA and Starbucks, them and their stupid fucking names. Like, they can't just say shelf.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
know?
at least IKEA is Swedish.
IKEA has an excuse,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
That's the entire Bandai collection crammed in there, and it's
kind of hard to tell what's what in there.
It is.
That's the problem with the Bandai stuff, I think.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get some risers definitely for that top shelf, and figure out something else. But it's crammed.
Yeah.
It's all cramped. I get it.
Yep.
So let's see. So I did some shit in my my collection room, and Rich, you were here last December, right?
December, yeah. Can't believe that's almost that far away.
I know, isn't that crazy? That was a year ago.
Almost. Yeah.
So yeah, since I tore out all the carpeting that was in here, which was well overdue. It was like 14 years old, I think. It was just dusty and nasty. So I got rid of that. I did tiles, and then I did some like area rugs and stuff. So it looks a lot nicer. I got a few pictures. I got this shelf. Well, when you first come down, this is like, so these are the new, like that's the sectional there. It's, it's got that 90-degree angle. So I got those Billies, and I put them right up against the couch, and then I bracketed them all together. So it's like one solid piece there. And I got the new X Plus -1 on there, and I got the 54 Train Biter X Plus on there. And here, let me do an advertisement real quick, because this is for legit, for real, an advertisement. This shit right here, you can get it on Amazon. It's called Museum Gel, and it's the stuff they use in museums to hold the like the displays. And all it is like this clear stuff. You just take like a little pinch of it, like that, and you just stick it on the foot of whatever you want to, and you just push it down, and it doesn't make it like you can definitely pick it up, but it won't move. You know what I mean? But if you do pick it up, all you have to do is like scrape the stuff, like just rubbing your finger along it, and it'll just ball back up again.
And it won't fall off the shelf. And
yeah, the stuff won't fall off the shelves. And this whole like thing of it was like $11. So
that's really good to know. I could use something like that.
Yeah, it's called Museum Gel. There was a collectors group on Reddit. It wasn't Godzilla related, but they were talking about it. And then I was like, dude, I think that'll work for like the X Plus stuff that I'm worried about, just getting bumped. Like if you rammed into it, it's gonna fall off. You know what I mean? But if you just like jiggle the bookshelf, it's not going anywhere. It's pretty nice.
I have action figures on a bookshelf that fall over every time Helena runs past it.
Yeah,
that's kind of good to know.
This will fix it. Yeah, that should fix it. So yeah, and then I did my my retro gaming area. I kind of set that up, which looks pretty. Oh wait, here's the. So yeah. And then on these shelves, I'm just kind of doing an eclectic mix of stuff. I got my I got my G fans on the bottom. This isn't completely done. Like that side there. That's
a good idea.
Yeah, but yeah. So I got all my G fans and stuff in there like that. And then I got my little retro cubicle.
I love that setup.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice, right?
It made me want to sit down and just blow in an NES game and just play Tetris.
Yeah. So that's all like. All those toys are like from when I was a kid, for the most part. The G.I. Joes are like 60s G.I. Joes that my cousin gave me when he was cleaning out his aunt's. He was cleaning out my aunt's attic, and he had them up there, so he gave them to me. But yeah, dude, the carpet, fucking Temu, man, like $60.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Temu's the shit. So I got that carpet, and I got the I got a Donkey Kong one too. I don't know if I have a picture of the Donkey Kong one.
Brian, do you have the Godzilla NES game in that stack?
Yeah, I don't actually have the NES game. I have a thing called an EverDrive that
Gotcha.
It just basically it's an NES cartridge that you can load a SD card in with as many games as you want. So it's got like, a ton of games on it.
been meaning to get mine out and put it. It's gonna. I know exactly where it is. It's gonna go into DTOF because I have the physical cartridge. It's just, I actually have the NES too. I should play this son of a bitch.
Yeah, I mean, dude, find an old CRT TV and it's awesome. And dude, I don't know if you can see in that picture. I actually have a VCR hooked up, so I can actually watch my old VHS. Yeah, I know, right? So, but yeah, so I did for my 50th memorial box. I redid this little section here, and so what I did was I put the memorial box on the top, which I think looks pretty nice, like that. And then in the middle, I got my X Plus Tutorial Monsters, my diorama there, and then the Mondo stuff's on the bottom there.
Could we go back?
Yeah,
back one picture. How do you have Varan propped up like that?
He's on a
You strangling him?
It might be a wire. It might be a wire coat hanger. I'm not 100% sure.
It's totally a coat hanger, right?
It's a piece of wire. Yeah, it's a thick,
I dig that. I like that.
Yeah, it's a thick piece of wire. I don't know if it's actually a wire coat hanger or not, but if you look at his neck really closely, you can see I have it wrapped around his neck.
Okay, yeah.
And then I painted the rest of it the same color as the background.
How is that holding him up?
He's very light. He's tiny.
Yeah, that's light.
It's been a while since I've held
to him.
I forgot how light that
there's like nothing to him. And then the wire is just stuffed into the cardboard and then I glued the wire into the cardboard. So he's not going anywhere. And Rodan is the same way. Because Rich, anybody who has that Rodan will tell you that thing does not stand up at all.
I don't have it. I saw mine, but yes, that thing just wanted to fucking fall right on his beak.
Yeah, it doesn't stand up at all. So I did the same thing with that. There's a piece of wire wrapped around his neck, and the wire is anchored to the back of the mountain there behind him, and that's what keeps him standing up. So, but yeah, this entire shelf is brought to you by Jeff Horn, who sold me all of those figures in one chunk.
Right. Yep.
Oh, I remember that.
Except for the Ghidorah, I had the Ghidorah, but otherwise everything else came from Jeff. So thanks, Jeff. And then my Bandai's, I'm not real happy with it, but I mean, you know,
hey,
I feel like
there's no perfect way to display Bandai.
There's just no good way to do it. Yeah, I have the Mothras on a flight stand, so at least they're up. The Mothras and the Batra. I think I might paint that background. I think I might paint the white behind them. I might paint them like blue or something. Maybe that'll make them pop a little more. I don't know. I can't think of anything else to do. They're hard as shit to display. And then on top of that shelf, I have my big boys there. So,
I was more those Vinyl Paradise figures that were off to the left, but that's just me.
Oh yeah, if I wasn't afraid of my camera shutting off, I would twist it over.
Those are totally still my. That's still
and show it to you.
Favorite.
Those ones there, yeah. That's a whole wall of Vinyl Paradise. And then I got my Transformers stuff.
Let me tell you, that is an awesome display.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Transformers.
Awesome. That's
great.
So
it's just overwhelming.
Yeah, so it's that's the bottom. That's like a gigantic scene. And then this is just some other dioramas. And then I have that's a diorama I made. This is a Dinobot Island diorama that I made. And then this is another one. And then my Junkions. So but yeah, man, if anybody wanted to send in like we could throw it out like a week before, like, hey, send in some pictures and we'll go over your
I really wish I had sent you pictures of how my collection room used to look, because I was very happy with how the Bandai's looked when I did that. Like, I had wall mounted shelves.
Did you have all those white shelves that was
I had those I had those wall mounted shelves and I had them arranged like I think in either release year order or movie order. I think it was release order, so I had all the classics together. And since I could adjust the height of the shelves, I didn't have all wasted space. And I remember really liking that. It was so sad when I had to take that all apart. But there's a way to display Bandai's that work, but most shelf they don't work. You guys are right.
Yeah.
No, it's just hard to do. And like I'm so OCD with my displays because I like them to like my Transformer stuff. Originally, when I was collecting that stuff, it just looks so boring just sitting on a shelf. And I feel the same way with the Bandais.
Right. They look like
Yeah.
cheap toys if you don't do it right.
Yeah, and the thing is, they're so expensive. Like it's insane how expensive they are. So
You could make the Bandais look pretty nice if you display them right. I'm looking.
yeah, thank you, Cole. I appreciate that.
Yeah, my Bandais are. I mean, I guess I could move my camera up. Mine are on a top shelf with a tier, and it's a deep shelf. They're like 2 or 3 deep. Like I say, I could probably move. I mean, I could like. It's the same shelf as like if you look at like all of these. It's the same deep shelf. And you see, that's like 2 or 3 feet deep.
Yeah. But
I mean, yeah, it's like difficult. And I think I got to make because I like that crunched in like old school Japanese toy store. Everything's just crammed in there, kind of thing. I kind of dig that. So
yeah, I do too. I think that's like I love the way you're to me the crammed in thing works in a like the shelf right over your shoulder that it's on camera.
That one?
That crammed in no, the other side. Both sides really, but yeah, the Marmot side. That really works.
Marmot.
Yeah, that one. Yep. That really works because there's so many different colors in there.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what makes that really work. I think when you cram in too many Bandais, it just becomes like a
sea of black.
A sea of
Brian, this isn't
gray.
Great, but if you put the highlight on me again, this is kind of how I had my Bandais, my classic ones. I know it looks like shit.
Yeah, I've seen those pictures before though, and they were really nice. Like you had it really well done.
I had the space to really spread them out.
Yeah,
and even the 6-inch ones, I had them grouped together by character. So like all the doubles were kind of together, so you could see the color differences. And again, it sucks I can't do it anymore, but you can do it. You can make it look nice if you try. But
yeah, I agree with Space Beast. Why can't they just curve the tails around?
You have to
That's yeah, that's the nice thing about the Sofubi stuff. They don't really care about the tail. A lot of the tails on the Sofubi stuff are like stubby.
Oh, I mean that's why one of the reasons. I mean that's a great way to display vintage stuff. I mean,
yeah.
Other than the things like a Mothra, but I mean, you can look behind Mike at how many he's got sitting behind him, and tails aren't a problem. Yeah. And behind me over here, I mean, that Ultra Q shelf is what 3 deep without a problem.
Yeah, that's
look at all those Gigabrain Gigans on that second shelf. If their tails were long, I could never do that.
Yeah.
Or
wow, there's a lot of Gigabrain Gigans.
Photograph I have over here, same thing.
Mike, you have considerably more stuff displayed than the last time I was at your house. I mean, the last time I was at your house was probably 5 years ago or 6 years ago. But
this is really it, and this little bit up here on top of it. I got like a header or shelf somewhere else. It's just I don't have the room, so much is still in bins, and I'm selling stuff, and I'm kind of just paring it down to Bandai vintage and like whatever else I want to hold on to, like certain X Plus, Monster Heaven stuff. Honestly, Rich Cox is gonna cringe, but I'm probably gonna sell my Vinyl Paradise figures soon.
Talk to me. Talk to me first.
Because I have one of every sculpt of those guys. So
yeah, I'm trying to think what you have that I might need Vinyl Paradise wise, and I
don't think I.
Yeah, okay. Now we're talking. Do you have the blue Ghidorah?
No, I have the basic colors of each of them.
Give me. I've got 2. I need the blue one. I really want.
You're talking about this one here? Hang on.
I've got the regular gold one, and I've got the Chiller Theater exclusive.
Brian probably has more interesting colors than I do with the Vinyl Paradises because I got the initial releases of them. I never bought like crazy variants.
Are you talking about this one, Rich?
Yeah, I still need that.
That's
cool.
He's
a beauty. He's a beauty.
He is a beauty, and I still need him. I've got, like I said, I've got the gold original.
Yeah, I have the gold, and I have this.
I've got the burgundy chiller one.
I love the burgundy one. I would like to get the burgundy one.
Oh my god!
I would trade you, but I've got all 5 of the chiller ones, so I don't really want to break the set.
No, I don't want it. I want a third. I want him to be my third.
Oh, I want him to be my third. Let's just fight over it and call it done. You beat me though. You're all bulky and manly.
So. I did switch. I switched to a second beer. Let me advertise it. It's this Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Pumpkin Ale, and this one's a whopping 10. That's a 10%er. So, Jesus.
We'll see how long this lasts now after you start that.
Mike, you sent me a metric butt ton of vintage pictures.
Yeah.
So let's discuss. You and Rich are about to nerd out.
Yep, let's do it. I might get mad about some of this stuff.
If anybody doesn't know, Mike, for people who don't know, Mike has an unbelievably ridiculous. He's got a really ridiculous vintage collection. I think you and Rich
I just got lucky, yeah, and I was buying at the right time. Yep. Otherwise, I wouldn't have this stuff.
Yeah, I think you and Rich, between the two of you, probably have just an ungodly amount of stuff. Like Mike Johnson might be.
Oh yeah,
yeah, but yeah,
Sean too.
Yeah, and Sean, yeah.
Which Godzilla is that? Do you have a J-tail?
That's the Bullmark. No, I don't have a J-tail. I only have one Bullmark Godzilla and one Marasan Godzilla. It's the Gorosauruses I have a bunch of.
A bunch? How many? What do you have?
4.
Sorry, we're all going to tell you dork out on every single one of these.
I don't have a flesh.
Greg cream belly? You don't have the cream belly?
I do, right over here. Oh.
Oh, you mean I got you.
No,
you mean
I don't have the flesh Hawaiian Gorosaurus.
Oh, the Hawaiian one. Yeah. Okay.
Belly, I have a regular Marasan, regular Bullmark, and I have the striped purple one. I never got a flesh. I got close to one, but didn't get it.
I got
my golden nipple Kong.
Your Kong's better than mine.
Is that the official name, the Golden Nipple Kong?
That's what I call it. Yeah, this one is.
It's got a nice tight butt too.
The nicest I have ever seen this Kong.
Show him the butt. I'm serious. I'm not making fun. Look at that.
He does have. He's got a badonka.
They really lovingly sculpted that ass, man. Look at it.
Look at that. That is a fresh looking ass.
But look at his back. He's sticking that thing out.
If you could do it, put the back into it.
Yeah, he doesn't tip forward. He's going to tip back.
No, yeah. But there's not even any no scrapes in the nipples. I mean,
remember when Kong was the one that everyone
hated
What happened?
Remember when Kong was the one that everyone got excited about if he had one?
Yeah.
You don't even remember Kong anymore now. It's like Kong.
Kong. That's a question for the vintage people.
I mean, there's the cream belly he showed and the stripe belly one are both really hard to get. I've got a cream belly one, but I don't have a stripe belly. And there's two different cream belly ones and two different stripe belly ones.
And then there's the flesh
based. Then there's
the
then you get into all the Hawaiian stuff, and I sometimes think that's a whole different.
I've got a few of those, but
because there's a whole question now. Yeah, I got a few of them, but there's a whole question people have now about what really is a Hawaiian figure.
Yeah,
is the green Gigan a Hawaiian figure? Is the laundry detergent colored Kumanga Hawaiian figure? Yeah.
Oh, Kameba, right?
Sorry, yeah. I'm just looking across the room at those just when I see one. So
same thing with the two Megalons.
Which one is the Hawaiian export figure anymore? So it's interesting. I mean, because there's so much about vintage figures, it's kind of like word of mouth, and you guess, and you just trust what other people say.
Then you got Hawaiian spray, and then actual flesh Hawaiian. You got two completely different things. People used to say, "Okay, get the Hawaiian spray Anguillus, but the actual pink Hawaiian Anguillus, which is the one I've."
Yeah, there's the pink Hydra. I mean, like I said, I've got 3 different Ghidras, 2 of which are different Hawaiian ones, and that's not all of them.
The two main Megalons, brown and green, are both just as rare, but. Yeah, people would say the brown one was Hawaiian, but based on the colors of other Hawaiians, I would think the green one would be Hawaiian. But who the hell knows?
So what is Hawaiian?
It's for so much of this, it's just it's who you trust and
Somebody explain what the Hawaiian.
Some of them are even produced. I've got a Pagos from Ultra Q, if I'm pronouncing it right.
What does the Hawaiian mean
on it? And it's
there's pineapple inside the figure.
Yeah, is that what it is?
No,
it's got a whole bunch of silver spray on it, but people, it's thought to be from also an export figure from '78 that Subaraya did, but it's still got a Bullmark stamp. And some people, and I might be one of them, that thinks maybe it was actually made by ARC. So, I mean, a lot of that, it's just not like it is today. It is very much because they were just toys. A lot of it's just people who care about the stuff, just trying to figure it out. And
I mean, it could
you
have
know,
just
people like
been
me and Mike have the additional question of like, well, we're not Japanese, so I've got like a bookshelf of Japanese toy books this wide. I can't read it. I find pictures and then I pull up Google Translator or I ask people like Mike Johnson. And
I have a translation app on my phone that's maybe about 60% accurate, but it's not perfect.
It's a start. Yeah. But I mean, there's all of that. It's a whole different thing. And I've found variations of stuff as I was buying that I didn't even know existed till I bought them.
It's just as simple as I grab a different shade of red that day on the production.
Yeah. See,
and that becomes a variant.
We're getting into it. Everyone else is getting bored. Like Rich is already vanished. But that's one of the great things about them is like, I hate you for all of those. But it's the difference now is like you get 10 different variations of a toy. They specifically made it because they're going to make another $100 off somebody.
Yep.
But all of these different Gomez behind me were just made. You know,
I mean, you could have like
look how different they all are.
Yeah.
I mean,
you could have 10, 11 different Angelus figures from Volmark, and they would all look different.
And it's just they were made for kids, and it's just as like you said, and as I say, is like. Dude at the shop, like I have an Anguillus that doesn't have any of the green on it. It's a standard Anguillus, but with that standard orange, but there's no green. It's all beautiful light blue spray. Just the dude that day,
whatever they grabbed that day when they were
green.
Whatever they felt like painting that day, basically.
Yeah, and that's kind of the beauty of them. I've got
Morris on Mothra. I love this guy.
Yeah, it's a great toy.
Nobody talks about it though.
I've got 8 different Bullmark variants. And they're all, it's not like little differences. I mean, they're hugely different. And I think they're the most beautiful variations of any vintage figure.
So are these? All right. Well, there's the Gorosauruses.
Yeah, we go.
I got 3/4 of those.
For Cole. Yeah. So there's your answer, Cole. There's 4 there. This one on the very end, it's almost purple with the red is ridiculous. That thing is so nice.
The Bullmark stripe one.
I love that one so much.
You think it's harder to find than the cream belly?
I found that one before. I found the cream belly.
Yeah, there's 2 different cream bellies too.
Yeah, I've seen different. This
cream
belly is beautiful. It's a really great shape. The one I've got.
No, they're all beautiful.
This is a kids show, guys. Stop talking about cream bellies.
Yeah.
Mike, it's incredible to me how clean your stuff is. Like they look like they just rolled out of the shop.
You gave them a bath.
Yeah, some of them, the Megalons especially. I got super lucky with those. It's.
I mean, they're beautiful. Like that Gigan is like pristine. Like there's almost no paint rubbing. It's crazy, dude. I mean, these are fucking. How old are these toys?
19 years old now.
70s,
late 60s,
60 years
70s.
old, right?
The earliest ones were those are 70. The earliest the Marzons were like what 68,
66.
It's nuts, man.
Yeah, well, yeah, the Ultra Q ones were 66. I think the Godzilla ones started 67, 66.
Godzilla,
that Godzilla and that Ghidorah are like pristine. It's crazy.
See,
and my green Megalon has a undamaged horn. Apparently, it broke the mold or something, and
Brian, it's a variation. Yeah, again, variations.
The green one's got both, and if you look at the brown one, it's stunted on the top.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see that. Huh.
Even I think the one in Yuji's book doesn't. The Toy Museum doesn't have a complete horn.
Interesting.
It's just about getting lucky.
Yeah,
I like Popies.
Yeah, Popies are cool.
Popies.
So there was a while there where the Popies were the ones that you could get fairly easily and for not a ton.
Are they still kind of cheap? There's a couple that are hard to get, but other than that.
And then this guy started talking about them on his channel, and they got harder to find.
I found the only truly hard Popey to find was the large green one. I never got that one.
Yeah, I got.
They were the cheaper vintage for a while there. I feel like, and now
I think. Well, they still are. Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool.
I love this thing.
They're great. They're all great.
When I was in Japan in 2015, I bought 3 that I needed because I had already picked up the Rodan, Gigan, and Baron. So I found Ghidorah, Mechagodzilla, and Godzilla, and I think they were like 8,000 yen a piece. Ghidorah being the
God.
most. I think Ghidorah was 10,000 yen, which was like, we'll just say like $90 or so.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
Yeah,
But
the only one of
Mechagodzilla-
those. The only one of those that's really considered rare is, like Mike was saying, the large scale Godzilla is hard to find.
I think that's the one I have. That's the one I have. I have that one.
It
too.
looks a bit like this, but a little bit bigger.
Oh,
What's the
I'll
that
be right
one,
back.
right?
And the other one probably just a little bit taller.
What's the one in your? What's the big one? That's the Popey.
Yeah, well, that's considered the jumbo. There's small,
Okay.
medium, and large greens, and then jumbo red.
Jumbo. Okay, so yeah, so I only have the jumbo then, and then the small one.
Oh, this
And I want to get the medium one. I love the medium one.
What, Rich? This one?
So there's this guy.
The attacking Godzilla.
Oh, the attacking one, the one that
Yeah.
they did.
That's the big one, the biggest one, and this is the large one that we're talking about. The green.
Yeah, I
one.
need that one. One of these
That one,
days.
yeah, that's the one I want to get.
That's the green one, and that's the red. Those are the two biggest ones before you get to another one of the best toys ever made, in my opinion, which is the giant Popey, which the Shogun Warriors is based on.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah.
That thing's like, and there's multiple variations of that one too, which I think a lot of people don't know.
And I've got the mini in a bag.
Yeah. So I think some of you know one of my great collecting tasks I fulfilled was getting all of the original Godzilla's gang figures in the bags, which took me like 15 years to do. Which is, of course, all Ultra Kaiju except for the attacking Godzilla. The attacking.
This is
Godzilla.
the Japanese version of it.
Yeah.
This is
Which-
the
yeah,
actual
that's cool.
skin.
Slash made these so much harder when they started doing those perfect reissues of them.
Oh, Slash. Yeah.
The only difference was like they put a white dot on the eyeball. So if you're looking at a picture in an auction, you might think it's light.
I guess it helps a little.
And yeah, but it's like, because I think I got accidentally when I was really heavily buying them. I think it was an attacking Godzilla. I thought was the Popey, one of the two Popey variations, and I got it and it had the white dot. And I was like, oh, well, that's a Slash figure. Luckily, I knew someone who wanted one, so I was able to sell it. But reissues are tough. Yeah,
Both those are really nice. Really nice.
I love the Gab. Gabra was my first bull mark. Back 1996 was my first one.
Wow.
it's a good toy.
Not either of the ones there, but that was my first.
How many do you have? Just these two, or do you have more?
I just have those two because there's
Those
no
two?
real variant to Gabra. They all kind of look like that. So
Yeah,
one,
I've got. Yeah, mostly it's spray variants.
one is a Shimada Toys with the chick on the
And there's a
foot.
foot.
Another
There's a
one's the
variant.
Bullmark.
Yeah, there's a variant on what's written on the foot. I got the mold variants. I got one with a little Shimada chick on it, and one with the
Yeah.
Bullmark logo.
That's
And
the
they are
Shimada
different.
one is the Shimada
Yeah, they are
chick is
different
a
as
bit
far as.
more- a bit more common, I think.
Yeah, the one. And one of them, and I have to pull mine out to look. So if anyone wants to see, I can pull them out. But
In front of all
One-
these people.
lighter paint and a lighter vinyl collar. Like when they're side by side, it's one thing where when they're side by side, you can really tell the difference. But if you just saw one or the other, you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Shimada one is a slightly lighter vinyl. It's impossible to tell with this.
Yeah, but you can see also, mine might be lighter than yours. I can't tell, but the paint colors are also a lot lighter too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But when they're side by side and you're holding them, it's easy to tell the difference. It's kind of like the Marusan Baragon, the first issue versus the later issues. Like the later one's all that standard orange color, standard size. That orange color, but the first one's this like darker reddish orange vinyl, and it's like covered over in beautiful dark greens. It's a beautiful toy, and it's a little bigger. But it was the longest time when people didn't care about which one came out first. Now they do.
Yeah.
Like, good luck. I mean, people even now have all
Is that
figured
a
out.
Hawaiian Ghidorah there?
Huh?
Is it?
Who? What? The Hedera?
The Ghidorah. Yeah, is that a Hawaiian
Isn't that
Ghidorah?
No, that's just the regular one. I
This is
never.
the standard.
That was a Hawaiian was my grail. That's the one I want most of all. But that's
The
pink
not
one?
happened at this point.
That's a 6,000, probably more than that now toy.
I almost was able to get one of those back when it was like 3.5, but now
It's also that one is like the one that's a legend. If there's a vintage Godzilla toy that's a legend, it's the Pink Ghidorah.
I had my chances with it.
Yeah, I had one chance and it had like a broken tail, and I was like, but
my chance was either get one of those or get a brown Megalon, and I chose the Megalon.
That's kind of a preference thing at that point.
And that was that whole thing was a long story, but I could have gotten it, and I almost won one on a Yahoo Japan auction that Johnson was helping me do, but like we thought we won it, and then at the last second turns out somebody outbid. So I've gotten close, but it's not going to happen now.
I mean, you sell everything else you have. Sell that, and you'll be able to get one.
What's the point? If I get rid of this, I'm not going to want to buy something else.
Yeah, you get rid of that.
This is like the
that's it.
The grail of grails of your collection, right, Mike? Like this piece is like.
Aren't people still arguing about what that really is? I mean, it's a bull mark, but like some people think it was a theater figure.
I've heard that too, but who knows?
Again, it's like,
did they really sell toys in movie theaters back in the 70s?
I mean, they were selling some. I can't say.
Especially a Champion Festival film.
Well, I was going to say, I think at Champion Festivals is where they were doing more of that.
What's a Champion Festival?
The 70s Godzilla films were played in theaters as part of the Champion Festivals, which was like a 2-3 times a year, a kiddie film festival with a new Godzilla movie or an Ultraman episode or a cartoon. And for like 3 or 4 hours a day, they would just play it and the kids can go see it. That's how Godzilla's Revenge through Terror Mechagodzilla were actually made. They weren't made for general audiences. They were made for kids, and they're called the Champion Festival films.
Yeah, and there's a lot of really cool split posters for not split, but posters for Champion Festivals,
which will show the Godzilla film and the cartoon and the Ultraman thing they showed. Yeah, they put out a book just on the Champion Festival, which has all of that stuff, all the posters, and all like the films they showed. It was like just all these kinds of cartoons. I mean, that's where they played.
Your Long Island really came out when you said posters.
Yes, it did.
I know.
Posters.
You posters,
you bastard.
So yeah, I mean, but it was because it's a kids festival. That's why I thought maybe there would be more toys at a Champion. But
and to think then,
there are people who know a lot more than I do about that sort of thing.
That's why when people like trash these films, I'm like, come on, they were made for a kids festival. It wasn't the same thing.
But Godzilla versus Hedorah?
Yep.
Man.
I know, right?
They were like,
Japanese kids are more desensitized.
Yeah.
That one works on many levels.
Didn't they also edit the earlier 60s films down
yes.
for the Champion Festival as well, right?
They cut them down to like something like 70 minutes.
An hour. Yeah.
King Kong versus Godzilla through Mothra versus Godzilla, Ghidorah, Monster Zero, Destroy All Monsters, and maybe a couple of others were edited down. And that stuff is all on the DVDs, 4Ks, and Blu-rays. They're all out there to see.
Yeah.
That's why the Japanese version of King Kong versus Godzilla looked like shit for so many years, because to make the Champion Festival version, they cut the negative of the original 62 version of it. Yeah. And then did not have a quality copy to release it on VHS and Laserdisc in the 80s. It took them 30 years to find a good copy of that movie because they cut up the negative. Isn't that wild?
Yeah, it's so crazy, yeah.
I mean, it wasn't, the value wasn't put on that sort of
thing. They didn't care, yeah.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I'm glad they found a better copy, and the 4K looks amazing, but
I'm holding out hope, man, with the Godzilla store that at some point Toho's just going to be like, fuck it, let's just put these out. We won't subtitle the special. They'll do it just like the -1, and they'll just be like, we'll just subtitle the movie.
Criterion's doing 54.
They're doing a 4K 54. Yeah, that's going to be great.
Toho's letting them do that, so, they might do the others.
So is that new 4K Godzilla -1 that just came out from the Godzilla store, it's subtitled?
Yeah.
Just a movie.
Yeah. So it's 4 discs.
Yeah.
Which is like the Blu-ray, the 4K, and the minus color, and an extra disc of special features. Special features are not subtitled.
Did anybody see
the disclaimer? I did see it. I know what you're about to say, Mike.
Oh, I'll say real quick, that set, you don't have it, also comes with a nice little book.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I can go grab mine real quick in a second.
Book. It's really cool. And it's got like another book with it. It looks like it's basically let me go get it real quick.
And
for killing Godzilla. Like it's got all the illustrations you see in the movie and the text, which obviously I can't read, but it's like the drawing with the ships around it.
Yeah.
It's a cool box.
I bought the Japanese version of it.
Me too.
Which it seems like you have it too. So it seems like it's literally identical to what was initially released, except the
feature is subtitled.
The subtitles. Yeah, you're totally right. It's the exact same thing.
But there are other versions coming to Blue. There are other 4K versions coming out soon that are like, I think just the movie, perhaps. I'm not even sure. There are going to be other versions of it.
So here's the Blu-ray. I did a review of it on my channel, and it's definitely, it's not the packaging's super nice.
You can tell they spend money on this,
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's really well done. And then, like you were saying, the book Rich was talking about is.
It's a pretty book.
I'm assuming it's the same book that comes with the Japanese 4K.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's in there.
Yeah, like I said, it's the same thing. It's just got subtitles on the movies, which is a big deal. But I mean, other than that, it's the same set.
And then it's got this book, which
that's what I was talking about. Yeah,
so Plan to Kill Godzilla, and it's got like the cranes that are on the boats, and
it's really cool.
Yeah,
I love that they really spent. I don't want to say a good amount of money, but they invested their money wisely on this release and really put some awesome stuff into it. Not some gimmicky special feature shit. Like that book alone, the packaging alone, just the presentation, and when you open it up, that it's 4 discs. It's nice. Gorgeous set. When you hold it, you could tell like this is nice.
In order to provide you with an authentic Japanese experience, none of the following content contains subtitles. Fuck you, Toho.
I like that spin. No.
That's what it says. That's what it says on the special features. It says like they're somehow preserving the integrity of the special features by not subtitling it.
I mean, I'm not too bothered that I bought the Japanese set. If I want to watch a subtitle, that's what Netflix is for.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
At this point, we know what's going on anyways,
Yeah,
and it's so well done.
I haven't even watched I haven't even put the discs in, since I bought it. So now I just
Me neither.
But you have it because otherwise it could go away. That's why.
Yeah, it's a very nice.
I'm just waiting for more 4Ks of like the older films. I don't know what they're waiting on now, but I would have thought by now they would have announced something because the anniversary is 2 months away, not even.
Yep.
Yeah,
but they've announced nothing. By now we knew everything was coming out last year. But
just was it yesterday or the day before they announced this is Godzilla Fest in Japan on November 3rd. So I would imagine in the next couple weeks, month or whatever leading up to it, there will be some kind of whatever is happening in Japan, we'll know. But I would expect that if there's going to be any new merchandise, that we're going to find out soon.
Oh, we're going to see so many new Bandais on Godzilla Day. It's not going to be funny. My wallet is going to kill itself. I'm not ready for this because they're gonna all those 5 Showa Bandais that won that poll haven't been announced yet.
Yeah,
you want me to grab you?
Do you still care about the Bandais when they come out, or is it kind of like just another thing you toss on the pile and move on? I'm like, okay, there's a Baragon. I kind of toss it over my shoulder.
Here's my thing is when I talked about this last time we did this is that I've kind of cut my spending down to just Bandai because I care about Bandai because I've been collecting it as a kid and my parents bought me a lot of them. And I've cut down my Bandai to just like Showa, Heisei, and a little bit of Millennium. So I'm not buying the Singular Point. I'm not buying the anime stuff. I'm not buying any of that. Just like when something cool comes out, if it's Showa or whatever, I'll buy that. And I still enjoy it. I don't buy it and say whatever and toss it aside. I take pictures of it. I still enjoy buying Bandai because I'm not buying everything like some psycho like I used to.
Hey. No. Yeah, yeah.
If
just get
something was
curious.
announced, I'd order it.
I totally waffle these days on Bandai. Like everything after like Final Wars. Basically, when the 8-inch line ended, I keep looking over here because that's where my 6-inch Bandais are, and I keep looking.
Why do I
like,
want
how much
Monsterverse figures?
Yeah.
I don't want that stuff.
I mean, you know,
the Monsterverse figures. I don't need any of those.
Yeah.
The only ones I picked up are the Godzillas. I have one Godzilla 2019, and then I have those theater exclusives from Godzilla X Kong because they're
the ones that just came out, like the pink and the whitish blue one. I think.
Yeah, those are fucking gorgeous.
They're in that. Yeah, they're in that. But those boxes I was saying before, I still need to dig through.
And like the glitter in them is beautiful. It just.
And this is exciting because I want to be able to line up a 6-inch version of every Godzilla suit and say Bandai finally did this.
Wow.
And that's exciting too because the GMK is coming out in just a couple of weeks.
See, to do that, I have to open my memorial box.
That's
way too much space.
but of course, lining them up means some are going to be tagged, some are not going to be tagged. That's going to piss me off too.
The GMK is coming out in a couple weeks already.
Late September.
Fuck.
In Japan, in Japan. I think you still.
Sean will get his not before long.
Not too much long, and then the Ghidorah too, and then Little Godzilla comes out after that.
I'm looking forward to that. To be honest, that's the one I'm looking forward to.
And he's going to be like more of an 8-inch scale. He's not going to be small. He's going to be pretty big.
Well, the 8-inch one wasn't bad. I never thought that was bad. You can say what you will about Little Godzilla, but I thought the toy was cool.
But this one is incredible looking.
Yeah, it looks really good.
And let's see which figures won that poll.
John Pena mode. I had to pee.
We might finally get our Gabra.
Yeah, dude, can you imagine a Bandai? Dude, that's the exciting thing. Like, if they do some legit Bandai show, like that 55 Anguirus is so great.
It is.
Like, the Varan is great. I don't need them to redo like the GMK stuff in a smaller scale. I know people are kind of excited about that, but like, yeah, to me, like the 8-inch figures for that set are so great. Like, if they re-release those, I can see people get. If you never got them, I guess but I certainly wouldn't double dip
right now.
Huh?
Yeah, it kind of sucks for people who never got the memorial box. Like, there's no 62 yet, except in that box.
Yep.
Yeah.
And 62, King Goji.
You think we'll get a 75th memorial box?
Do what?
You think we'll get a 75th memorial box?
Or 70th?
No. We got a 40th and we got a 50th.
Yeah.
We got a 60.
Yeah.
See, with Bandai, I fell off the wagon years ago, prior to last October, November, and I blame my parents mainly, honestly. Yeah, well, it's because I was stuck at their house for 2 weeks after I donated a kidney, and I was bored, so I was like, I went fucking shopping. I'm telling you, it was a big mistake. Every day I got up for coffee, my dad was like, "Did you buy anything else?" And I looked at him like,
"Not what you want to know about."
What are we talking about?
That'll be surgery.
We're talking about Rich's lack of willpower.
I'm having surgery next month, and I'm assuming I'm going to be laid up on Yahoo Japan for a while after that.
See,
what do you have in surgery?
I'm having a hernia surgery.
Oh Lord! Tonight,
the thing is, I'm not really in any pain. They were doing a CT scan in my whatever midsection, and they're like, "Oh, like that. You probably should do something about that." I'm like, okay, better now than what can happen with a hernia. So
yeah.
Every time I walk into a house and there's a box on the table, my wife is like, "You got some guys in the mail, or Sean sent you something today."
Did you grab the box?
I wonder what he sent me. How nice of him.
Yeah,
that's what you should say.
So, Rich is having a hernia, and another Rich donated a kidney, and this beer represents the last of the food or drink I can have until Monday afternoon, because tomorrow all I can drink is water and I can't eat because I'm having a colonoscopy on Monday morning. So
I have to schedule one of. I have to schedule one of.
Oh, congratulations! I've done that.
I've done it before too. It's the best sleep you'll ever have.
I was going to say, if everyone should have a colonoscopy or do that poop in a box thing, please. Isn't it a joke?
Yeah.
My,
You should definitely should. Yeah.
Exactly.
my doctor recommended I do that soon, so I have to go schedule that.
How old are you, my friend?
45.
Yes. No, the 45 is one. Yeah. It used to
45.
be.
Yeah, I'm 50.
Now,
No.
I apparently a lot of, I'll say, since we're Gen X-y, millennials and younger people are starting to get cancer earlier. So they've now moved like the colon cancer screening back from age 50 to 45
Yeah.
to try to start.
My doctor told me I should do it as soon as I
do the colonoscopy or do what is it, the Cologuard, which if you have no history of like cancer in your family, man, we've gone off Godzilla.
I'd rather do the colonoscopy than shit in a box. I don't know.
I've done. But it's basically you poop in a box and you ship it off the UPS, and they tell you if they find anything. But yeah, it's whatever the doctor tells you to do, please do it.
And that was getting old with Godzilla fans.
I mean, I suppose there's radiation involved, so we can bring it back around if you like.
Yeah.
But,
I'm
old enough to know enough people who've had cancer or passed away from cancer, so please do it.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I have a box. You want me to open it? Should I open it? Should I open a box? Should I open a box? Should I open a box?
Yeah. I'm going to go get a refill.
All of us have got something going on. I'm getting hormone replacement therapy. That's fun.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right,
my
here we
doctor
go.
told
I
me
got a
my
box
levels.
from the Big Bad Toy Store.
My doctor told me my levels suck, so that's great.
Is it what? Your what?
on who now?
Testosterone levels suck, he said. So I have to get replacement therapy.
Oh,
What?
What does that cause other than the obvious, I suppose?
Makes you tired.
Tired and mainly tired, but other stuff that you might think when you have low testosterone as well.
Okay.
So,
well, I hope you're all right, man.
Thank you. But yeah, I have to schedule a colonoscopy. That's sounds good about the sleep though, Brian. I could certainly use that.
You do get a good sleep. So anyway, I got a box from Big. Oh shit! Don't look at my address. I got a box from the Big Bad Toy Store. I don't know what's in it because this stuff's been in my queue for like. It was at the point where they're like, we have to send you stuff. So I know
that's what my Japanese stuff usually gets to. You really need the.
Right, this is not Godzilla related, but that finishes my Thundercats shelf.
Yeah.
Wily Kit. Yeah. Cool. That's the Super 7 Wily Kit. They're not great, but they're the only option.
Hey, I have that shirt by the way that you're wearing, by the way.
Yeah, it's a great shirt. It's classic.
One of my favorites.
This. I don't know what this is. What is it?
That's that. It's not a defo reel, but it is.
Yeah, it's a Bandai Premium.
It's a Bandai, right?
Those look cool.
Bandai Premium / whatever they call themselves now, the high end.
It's amazing what Big Bad Toy Store sells now.
I know, right? Good God. So that is. Oh, he's cute. Look at that. How precious.
Because it's crazy when they revealed that the Bandai Ghidorah, that blue one, I'm like, shit, we'll never get that. It's a Bandai Premium. And then Big Bad Toy Store got it for sale for $60.
Yeah.
Oh, the new one.
Yeah, it was like
that's
like
nice. The version, like the pose looks like. Yeah, that's fucking cool. I dig that.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's neat. I like the eyes.
Yeah, the eyes are the cool part. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I like those eyes.
I also don't know what this is either. But I got this too. I forgot that I ordered this.
You know what? Those Bandai Namco Band Presto things are relatively cheap. They're cool. I have a whole shit. I mean, it's not Godzilla, but I have a whole shit ton of One Piece stuff from Band Presto. They're cheap and they're cool. They're made really well too.
Well, I mean, Band Presto. Okay, God. See, one of the things because I'm a nerd, I research all these companies. Like I've written up about Maruzan and Beaumont.
Oh, this is nice.
Smell it.
That's tiny. What is it? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's nice.
Is the mouth translucent?
I like that. That is nice.
Yeah, mouth is translucent.
Cool. How much was that? I bet it wasn't even that expensive.
They weren't that. I think they were like $30.
Yeah, Band Presto figures like that are so cheap.
Well, they were crane figures to start with. I mean, that's how they got started. Band Presto.
Yeah,
remember the crane figure 62s? I mean, not 62s.
Remember when they were doing they were basically the Bandai versions of the Final Wars and SOS Godzilla and Kiryu, but like in action poses. Those were cool.
Those were cool.
Yeah, these are. Yeah, this little guy's cute. I don't know.
Show the eyes again.
He can use a little more paint. The eyes look nice.
I like those eyes. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I like how the mouth is closed. Kind of has like a 73 vibe to it.
Yeah.
They don't do enough.
This guy's really cool. So
I like the paint job on that one.
Yeah, they don't do enough closed mouth Godzillas. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad. Oh, we got comments. Let's see. Glowies, M1 Go. Uh-oh.
What about?
Oh, thanks, Space Beast. I don't know what you're cheersing me, but I appreciate it. Oh, no.
Yay!
We give you a thumbs up too, Ryan. Great job. You survived.
No.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't 2 thumbs up.
That reminds me of the joke. I went to my proctologist to get a prostate exam, and he said everything was fine, but both his hands were on my shoulders, so I don't know.
You look over your shoulder like, what are you doing there? Are you supposed to? Anyway.
Yeah, the Big Bad Toy Store, man, they're legit. They tend to get stuff a little bit later than a lot of other places. I noticed with the Transformers stuff, they usually get their stuff last. But you know, price wise and stuff, and the shipping and the fact that they'll store their stuff for 3 months or whatever for you, which is pretty nice. So, but yeah, I'm excited to finish my Thundercats. So,
well, even Big Bad Toy Store is getting the retail Bandais now, and that's stuff the Godzilla store doesn't even get. So at least the options are open now.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Unless you want the $400 Sofubis to start with.
Yeah,
that's what makes me sad still. Because that's my favorites. I mean, so I hate that I look at them now. I'm like, am I really going to bother starting with this line? It's really disappointing. I get depressed about that.
That was like a turnoff on, like with all these new brands, I guess, that came out in the last 4 or 5 years. Sour Juicy, Passion Tank. Now this Frog Tree.
I miss Gigabrain.
Yeah, it's like
I miss Gigabrain, man.
And then the thing on top of these new sculptors brands is they only get this 1-day license to sell at those events in Japan. So, that's the only.
I mean, yeah, prices are what they are now, but like back in, I feel like not too long ago, Sofubi wasn't like a thing. Like nobody used the term. It wasn't like it wasn't some designer thing. It wasn't like something hot, and it was like this niche thing where you just buy your Gigabrains and your M1s and your Marmots for like $80-$100, and now everything has to be this giant $300 figure with a 1-day license, and people who don't even like this stuff buy it now, and you got Mondo doing it. It's like it's totally different.
It kind of started like Brian. You have the set too. That Marmot Orga Godzilla 2000 set. Yeah. Like there wasn't a lottery at the time. Like that was like a new thing, at least to my knowledge. Everything's a fucking lottery. What's the other one? There's One Up, and then there's the piggy bank.
It started broadly with designer toys in Japan in general, and then it just kind of moved into Godzilla.
When I was in Japan in 2015, the Monteraki and Nakano Broadway, there was multiple stores that had Sofubi stores, and they with all these, whatever, penises with giant eyes and squid things coming out of them, whatever.
Yeah.
And it was normal, but there was all kinds of weird monsters. There was math, like everything, crazy shit, all Sofubi. So there's already been a scene for it, and now I think Godzilla has entered the arena.
It's just part of it, Nick. It's just part of it.
I mean, and you've got. I mean, it says something when now there's like artists whose names I know, not personally, but I see the name of the artist. I'm like, I know who that is, and they're doing like one of the Knots Matangos. The one I got is by Terada, and he's an artist I already knew and loved. I was like, he's doing a Godzilla toy now.
Yeah.
So I got that. It's actually one that most people don't care about. It's like, it's another one I can play. It's like, we know what the Knots Matango is, but it's like just gray. It's not all these vibrant colors. It's just gray. But to me, it's beautiful, and he's an artist I like. So I got it. But it's it's cool in its way, right? It's become, art objects instead of
it's also it's not an underground thing anymore. It's like it's a thing that everybody knows it's popular now. So Of course, price is going to go up because everybody wants it.
It was like
I
X
wonder
Plus
about,
10 years ago.
It's a thing, I wonder about it in, whatever, 10 years, right?
It's going to be something else.
Yeah, I mean, you wonder if it's like, I'm not picking on any specific thing in general, but you pick a $600 brand new release, designer toy that's a Godzilla thing today, or a $600 vintage toy, and what's it going to be like? Or a $600 whatever toy.
The nature of Godzilla
put them beside
stuff
each other in 10 or 20 years, and what do you see? I mean,
the nature of Godzilla stuff has changed really fast in the past 2 years. I mean, again, you go into the comic book store I went to today. That stuff wasn't around a year ago.
No,
no.
Mike,
it's crazy.
The Godzilla -1 Bandai's, were those Japanese releases or are
those? It's
with
technically the stuff in that comic book store are licensed American releases. The figures are exactly the same as the Japanese versions. The tags are just slightly different. These are
those
like
-1s. Those -1s have the like the Americanized Godzilla logo.
Yeah, the logo is not the silhouette with a year on it. Now it's just the that's black
cool.
box with Godzilla, and
That's
the inside has no Japanese text. It's mostly
cool.
blank.
I didn't even know they were doing the -1.
That's a legitimate variation I would be interested in.
So if you missed,
I was just thinking
the tag is different.
If you missed the Japanese release, you could always get these.
Yeah.
A lot of those figures aren't the most desirable, honestly, because there's a Final Wars Manda in there. But you could, they're pretty much the exact same thing.
What's going on, Alex?
Hey, Alex, notice how I'm smoking the cigar the proper way.
What's up, Cuddy? Space Beast. Oh, thank you, brother. That is this is a gruesome graphics.
It's a Nev shirt.
Man, I should have worn mine. We should have all worn ours.
I could have totally worn mine.
I had the Megalon he did. I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed they didn't get enough orders on that Gabbera shirt.
Me too.
I
really wanted that.
I have that one, Yog, and Kumanga.
Yeah. This one, I've actually toyed with getting this as a tattoo on my shoulder. But I don't know. But my favorite thing about this shirt is when we were at Monster Mania and Ken Satsuma was so fucking into this shirt. Dude, he was like all about this shirt.
He recognized it easily.
Yeah. I wish Nev could have.
That was such a. Was that the night we all went for Hibachi?
Yes.
Yeah, I took pictures of it when he saw it, and I sent them to Nev, and Nev was like, "Oh my god, I wish I knew. I would have sent you one to give to him."
That was such a great night.
He was dude, he was so, and he was like, small goo.
Nakano.
Yeah, dude, it was that was a great night. So yeah, dude, thanks. That is a good shirt. And yeah, it's long out of print. Maybe if enough people hit up Nev, maybe he'll reprint them.
You have to convince him to do it first.
Yeah. Yo, those NECA gargoyles are fucking awesome. I just can't. I just refuse to go down another rabbit hole of collecting another line of cartoon figures. I just can't do it. I have like the Masters of the Universe, the Transformers, and the Thundercats. I just like. I have a bunch of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles stuff.
Stay in the 80s, Brian. Stay in the 80s. That's your excuse.
I know, but man, Gargoyles was such a cool show.
So that was underrated.
A full NECA line of Darkwing Duck figures would be so damn cool.
I mean, I'm surprised they're not out there yet, but yeah, dude, that was a cool show. They were not part of my childhood. I'm probably way older than you, but I still would come home at the end of the day and pop that show on. That show was fucking cool.
Gargoyles fans are very dedicated, so they get a lot of merch.
That was a cool show. So yeah, good shit. Those figures are really cool too, but like I said, I just can't.
They're all over Target. Every Target I go to has those Gargoyles toys.
Yeah, they're cool. You know, there's a line of Dungeons. Remember the old Dungeons and Dragons Saturday morning cartoon?
I've got that box set.
Yeah, there's a line of those toys, and
that's awesome.
and my Ollie's, my local Ollie's has them, and they're going out of business, and everything is 40% off, and they have all of the figures except for 2. And last week I was in there, everything was 30% off, and I was like, if I buy all the figures, I still would have to buy these other 2 that are like $30 each. But if I buy all the figures that they have at Ollie's, it would maybe be $30. So I'm like, so if I buy all these, then I have to commit to buying the other 2, because that's how my brain works. Like I can't not buy. Like I have to get. What's the one guy's name? Eric. I think he's the guy with the shield from that show. They didn't have him, and they didn't have somebody else, but they had like the little barbarian kid. They had the acrobat girl. Yeah, they had the acrobat girl. They had the dude who had the cool bow and arrow.
Adventure.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
if I go back, Rich, and I get them, because they were $9.99 and now they're 40% off.
Oh,
they had tons of each character. So if I go back, you want me to get you? I mean, dude, they're $5 a pop.
Yeah, Adventure is awesome. He was like, God, he was great.
Yeah,
He's a great
I'll tell you what, I'll go, and when I go, I'll text you, and whatever they have. If you want,
do that. I want to see it. Yeah.
If you just want me to grab you him, I'll grab you him. I've seen reviews of them and stuff on YouTube, and they're not great figures, but for $5.
I mean, I don't care if it's a great figure. I just like boom.
Venture. And the packaging on them is really cool too. So
awesome.
I'm so bad with saying like I'm just gonna buy one of this figure from this line just because I like this one character, and then that's the end.
We've lost those.
It always happens.
It's impossible though.
Like I know, like obviously this isn't any Gen X kind of thing, but I'm really into One Piece. So I found the one character I wanted at the beginning of the year. I told Liz, I just want to buy this one guy. He's my favorite. I bought the one guy, and then I bought all of them.
Yeah.
And
that's what happens.
I'm out of room. I have every character they've done. This is a line that you can get at like Target.
Yeah. How did you not know you would do that? How did you not know you would do that? I mean, we're all sitting in rooms of
the big cool board guy. I'm like, I want to get this one guy. I don't need anybody else.
Just the one.
I just want Frankie. I just want this one guy. Okay, maybe I want the skeleton guy too. Now I want him. I might as well get them all. But then they didn't have any of the girls in the line because they have these big tits and they won't sell them at Target. So like, well, I need to find the girls now. So I bought them, and I'm like, well, I need some other characters, but now I have to stop because I'm out of room. But now, like 25 figures later, it's like, I guess I didn't just want one.
Yeah.
And then I bought like this one figure from Japan that was like $150 because I needed him. And it's just like, it's snowballs. It's nuts.
It's Pokemon
and that's why I gotta be careful with the Bandais. If I decide I want everything, I'm gonna get myself in trouble.
I fully understand. In like near the end of 2019, I was like, I'm gonna buy this Starscream figure. It's by a third-party company called Make Toys. Like, I'm just gonna buy it. He looks cool, and I bought it. And then I was like, oh, you know, I should get an Optimus Prime to go with him. And then next thing you know, it was COVID, and we had so much extra spending money because you couldn't really go out and do anything. And now it's this. Like
I have a friend who's
you know what I mean, like
collector, and he gets like into the third party stuff and like third party accessory add-ons to make the actual releases look more cartoon.
You're talking Transformers?
Yeah. I mean, it's a whole thing. Third party is a whole different thing for that. It's amazing.
It's completely different.
Yeah, it's like those things are more. Some of those are more beautiful than the actual.
Oh yeah, they're way nicer. Like everything on it, like I would say 95% of my Transformers collection is third party. Yeah. So like all these Dinobots are made by a company called Gigapower. Yeah. And they're I mean, they're not officially licensed. You know what I mean?
Could you imagine being a Ninja Turtle fan now with what's out there? It's sick.
Yeah,
There's
it's crazy.
So much stuff.
Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, that's a whole. Yeah, that's Star Wars.
That's a whole Star
figures. Yeah. That's why with the Star Wars stuff that I have, I said I'm only getting the bad guys, but the bad guys needed a companion piece behind them. So that's why
Yeah.
I got Vader. Then I got Imperial Stormtroopers. Then I got
Yep.
Palpatine. I needed Royal Guards. Then I got Kylo Ren. I needed First Order Stormtroopers. Blah blah fucking blah.
Because it only makes sense to have the two stormtroopers on either side of the dude in black. I totally get you, man.
It just works. It works.
Yeah.
It looks awesome on the display.
You know, that Megatron his tank that you're talking about is fucking rad, and I would open the shit out of that. There would be no hesitation. That shit would get opened. The one thing I will say about my Transformers is this: if they come in the box in robot mode, I will never transform them. Third-party Transformers to transform are the biggest pain in the ass.
Because it's so intricate. Yeah.
It's insane. Like, go online and watch a video of somebody and if they come in vehicle mode, I have to watch a YouTube video. I cannot follow the instructions. First of all, are in Japanese, and it's like 12 steps, but in reality, there's like 75 steps. But it only shows like 12, and it's you'll figure it out. You know, you only spent $200 on this fucking toy. Figure out how to transform it.
And I'm sure it's like, I mean, they look fragile as fuck too.
Yeah, I mean, they're not terrible, but
you skip it from step 1 to step 7 and snap something.
There goes that ball joint. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine like IKEA instructions with the occasional like Japanese letters, but there's almost no like actual lettering on it. So, yeah. No Beast Wars. Beast Wars was after my time. I grew up on G1, like the OG cartoon. Like by the time that even the animated movie had come out, I was already in like 6th grade, I think. So like that was right near the end of that. And fuck yes, dude, the Eastman and Laird TMNT shit is the best. That is, I have 2 different sets of the Eastman and Laird figures. And then I have a set of the original 1990 movie figures. Yeah, and I actually got a set of the 5 Points Mezco turtles that are made like the 5 Points Godzilla stuff. And dude, they're so fucking great. I want to say it was like $50 for the set of 4. And man, they're so fucking cool. Hang on, I'm gonna grab one.
I have so many of the original line of those guys. I don't even know what to do with them. They're all in
You
boxes
fucking display them.
And nah, I'm over that.
Well, you gotta do something with them.
So I don't know if the Mezco turtles are still available on like BBTS or whatever, but if they are and you're into turtles, they're totally worth picking up, but they're tiny.
Those are fucking cool.
But they're fucking awesome. They're super posable. They come with like different hands, a bunch of different weapons. Like there's I have him on a flight stand. It didn't come with the flight stand, but I have him on it so he can be like, you know, getting ready to fuck some shit up. Yeah. All the bandanas are red, obviously, because in the Eastman and Laird comics they all wore red bandanas. But yeah, they're so awesome. So awesome. And I'm going to say it was like $50 for that set. They're so cool.
Mezco's not doing the Godzilla sets anymore, though.
Yeah, it sucks. And if you missed out on that, Mecha Godzilla one, you're kind of screwed because it doesn't look like. I feel like they must have done a really limited run.
But the other sets are like still being discounted at places.
Yeah, because BBTS still has the Hedorah set, which honestly is great. Like
I saw yours, I was like, that's pretty damn awesome.
Yeah, it's fucking great.
I was tempted, but it was like,
yeah. So I
got to know when to pump the brakes. Sometimes.
I mean,
I made a little diorama of the Hedorah set comes with a flying Hedorah. So like I made a little diorama
stack and everything. Yeah.
Yo,
yeah, so like I made a little diorama with that.
It's fucking cool.
Yeah. So that so
I don't have the Godzilla set, but Destroy All Monsters and Header are my 2 favorite films anyway. So
yeah, and it comes with like this little thing. That's a cool little. The Mecha Godzilla sets, just the amount of shit that it comes with, is really cool. So, yeah, man, cool. So we've talked for a while. I guess are we good?
I'm good.
Well, I should say for anyone listening, I've been I went back to my Bandai retrospective a couple of weeks ago on Godzilla Collectors Group. I'm almost to entry number 100 on Godzilla 2000.
Yeah, I'm glad
right
you brought
now,
that up, Mike, because
I intend to go all the way to
Hell yeah.
2007 and then hit like some random stuff from later. But I've done everything up until Godzilla 2000 at this point. So
Make a book.
if anybody wants to read some Bandai ramblings, go on Godzilla Collectors Group and check them out.
Make a book on Shutterfly or something with all that.
Yeah, you should actually do. If I were you, I would just start an Instagram page and honestly just specifically only make it for that. And don't put them all. Don't like blast them all on there at once. Like just maybe do one every like 4 or 5 days or
I have to preserve these though because it's a lot of writing.
Yeah, but get them off of Facebook. I think. Like, I mean, Instagram and Facebook are tied together anyway, but if you put it on Instagram, I think the way Instagram is set up is more appropriate for what you're writing there.
Also, at Facebook, I mean, it's one reason I say this, running a couple of toy groups. I hate Facebook groups because there's no point in posting anything useful because it's going to just vanish.
It's going to disappear. Yeah,
I miss
Instagram has a little more stickability because if your account,
that's what I think. I think if you put it on Instagram, dude, it honestly becomes like a resource for people.
Because I mean, how many times do I answer the same question about a vintage toy on a toy group and it's just gone?
Like that could literally be the Instagram page. Is just, I mean, you could literally call it like my Bandai journey as your Instagram page, and all you have to do, I mean, you've already got the stuff written, just
copy and paste.
Yeah, just copy and paste it. I mean,
I have everything saved. Like,
I would do it.
Forget about it. I have all my photos in Facebook albums. I have everything saved. I have all the text saved in notes on my phone. I should get them on something else more permanent, though. I mean, these don't take me long to write. As long as they are, I knock most of these things out pretty quick because I can write fast. But I would never want to lose it all.
I mean, they're well written and they're informative posts, and the photos and stuff are good too. So, I would 100%. I mean, every time I read them, I'm like, dude, he's got to do an Instagram page for these because they're perfect for. I don't even have
an Instagram account, so I'd have to think
do it.
That.
Oh man, dude, it's
the perfect time then, don't you think?
Yeah, it's so easy to do.
I've been doing like little write-ups.
Yeah.
And only like 3 people have seen them of the history of the different companies themselves. Like I've got like a 1 or 2 page write-up on Marozon and Bullmark and Popey.
And for me, this is very personal because I talk about myself.
That's why it's a good read.
It's not just
that's why they're
here's
good.
A toy. This is why it's cool. I write like, well, this is where I got it. This is what it means to me. And like, I know that's not for everybody, but you know, I know people do like that as well.
No, it's interesting because you grew up somewhere, even though you're only 2.5 hours away from me, probably, but like 3 hours away from me. But your experience with collecting stuff is so different than mine because, like, when I was a kid, there was no place that I could have ever walked into and found Godzilla stuff. You know what I mean? So it's interesting to me that we're not that much farther apart in age. That you had this whole different experience. You know? Yeah, like you were collecting Godzillas in a way where, like, man, like I didn't have any stores like that to collect. You know what I mean? Like I didn't see a Bandai figure until I was almost out of high school. It's just nuts.
I got lucky that one thing led to another, and I found Pony Toys.
Yeah.
Like I wrote it on when I talked about Pony Toys. Like, if you think about what, as terms of Godzilla, what in your life, what changed your life in terms of your relationship with Godzilla? And I really think it was Pony Toys. Like from that moment on, everything just spiraled from Pony Toys to fanzines to G-Fan to G-Fest to meeting you guys. Everything starts in a spot. And for me, it's finding this Japanese bookstore, toy store, supermarket. And
that's your first post on Instagram telling that story.
What?
Yeah.
That's your first post on Instagram. Whatever the first thing you bought from Pony Toys and how you got there and where it led.
Yep.
telling you, like what I love about your write-ups, and Brian said it, they're genuine, and it's not some, bullshit.
I wish I could find photos of pony toys. Like, I wish somebody had photos of that store, like somewhere. I'd love
Post
to.
it in. You don't think
Pull it
like
up on
Greg
Google Maps.
Every so often I post about it and say something about, but no one's been able to come to my rescue with it. I thought maybe Bob Eggleton could have, or David.
Do you remember the address?
Nobody has it. Well, it's still in the same place. It's just that toy store is gone.
I would just, for like image purposes, I would Google it, the address, put it on Street View, screenshot an image of that, or if you're really feeling peppy, drive there, stand in front of it and take a photo,
I
and
have to get back there at some point.
Like that's a cool fucking story, and you've got a lot of them. That's why I like reading your stuff, and we've all said it, you're a wealth of knowledge, riches. So is Greg. But you guys that have been in the game for a long time, you guys are a wealth of knowledge.
Somebody's got to have. I mean, even Google doesn't have it.
It should be somewhere other than Facebook, because, like I said, that's just you're putting work into this, right?
I just don't do social media anywhere else, and message boards are not an easy way to post photos.
I'll make the fucking Instagram account for you. You just send me all the shit. I'll just post it for you. I'll post
it's not that. Just put it on
See, here's the thing, Rich. When it comes to me and I get introduced to a new technology, I'm a fucking baby about it. Because when I get stuck on something, I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. Show me how to fix this. Like when I was
easier than
the crap out of Brian when I had to put a new TV.
Just put it on a website somewhere.
Dude, try making YouTube video reviews.
Skill.
Try doing YouTube videos.
Facebook is so idiot proof, and that's why I do it.
Instagram's easier.
Yeah, Instagram actually might be easier.
I mean, honestly, I hate to say it, but you're really wasting your time on Facebook because they're gone. They're just gone. All your work is
people's attention span has reduced to 30 seconds. You look at what TikTok is and Instagram Reels, that's where it's at. You could post the same picture on your Instagram account, maybe get, X amount of likes. Post the same picture in your Instagram stories, you get triple the fucking views. People, their attention spans are much shorter. But I mean, it goes, that's
and
just
you can use something like that to lure into your longer article or whatever it is.
I saved everything just because I knew eventually I would do something else with it. So it's not
the only thing with Instagram. The only thing with Instagram you're going to have to do is add hashtags.
It's easy. Copy, just save them. Make a note.
Just save them in your notes on your notes app on your phone and. Honestly, like my hashtags, I feel like now once it realizes what you're going to type, you type like the first two letters and it remembers anyway.
And remember what happened when Club Tokyo went down for a while and suddenly people's brains broke because you can't find anything on Facebook.
Yeah, what do we do?
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm on
gonna throw
Facebook because it's just not as toxic.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw a question to the audience, and I think I'm going to know what most of it. It's probably going to be crickets, but. If you're of a certain age, you would remember something called monsterzero.org, which was well before Facebook. And Rich, this Rich, not Mr. Fresh Vinyl Rich, was one of the admins. But I mean, you were more than an admin there. I mean, you kept it alive for a long time.
Choose to not take credit for anything that Aaron did. May he rest in peace.
Yeah.
So
that was the OG hangout spot.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly,
for a while, it was basically, if you remember, God help us, like when G2K came out over here.
Yeah.
And even Godzilla 98, Sony basically made that almost like their official message boards for Godzilla.
I discovered it right before.
Admin, but it was kind of cool.
Yeah, I discovered it right before Godzilla 98. And it wasn't so much a message board then; it was more of a news resource.
Yeah, it was so the message boards were like Aaron was doing. I may have this a little wrong just because I'm old, and my brain hurts. I mean, it was so much he couldn't host it anymore. I mean, because it was so popular. It was primarily used stuff. So I took it on and it kind of, though I kept them separately, basically it got subsumed into Club Tokyo.
Yeah.
And I was running, I was running it on the back end, but again, it was Aaron. I don't want to, in saying that, I don't want to take credit. It was Aaron's thing. He never got the credit he deserved for what he did.
No.
He got shat on more than he deserved to get shat on because he tried so much. He had so many health problems. And it still breaks my heart when I think about the things he did and tried to do. He deserved more than he got. As you can see, it bothers me to this day what happened.
It was an incredible it was just an awesome community. Like, it was fun to go in there. Like, I would log on to that goddamn website
3 fucking days.
so many fucking times a day.
Archive. Like, if you ask the question about a toy or a movie or whatever, just search. It's there. I made sure that stuff never went away.
You know what was great about the site, and I think you could still find like a version of it that's still around. I think you might even still be able to post on it. But there's the new toy purchases site was hundreds of pages long, and you could see the evolution of what people were buying. Yes. It went from only Bandai, but then when Final Wars came and went, and Bandai kind of stopped, the Safubi exploded, like Marmot here, Marmot there. People, and then people got bored because they wanted Bandais, and everyone got into Ultraman all of a sudden.
And the 6-inch figures showed up.
And you just saw the evolution of what people were buying because none of those pages went down. Like, you could go all the way back to like SOS, Mega Gearus, and just see.
That brings back to what we were saying about Facebook. Facebook is so it's like, you know, whatever you were talking about on Facebook yesterday is gone today.
Yeah.
And when you go back to those forums like Monster Zero and the Club Tokyo forums, like, that was like a never, you would talk about you would have a conversation with a group of people, and you would go to work or whatever, and you would come home from work and log back in, and that conversation would still be going. And that might happen for like a week or 2 weeks where you'd just be in there talking to people.
Monster Zero had like talkback threads for every film, and that would go on for years.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Or like when Final Wars came out, there were like threads on Final Wars for months. Then it would come out on DVD, and people would talk about it again. And
I'm really glad that I spent most of my time either adminning the toy forum, the collectibles forums, or the adminning the admin stuff. And because a lot of that stuff, like managing spoilers and people getting personal and arguing.
I don't think as many people got banned as much as when Final Wars came out.
Yeah,
I really thinned out the numbers.
I don't know if we want to get in there. I brought out a hatchet at that point because that's when I started getting really angry about certain people being horrible to other people, and I just didn't care anymore.
It's funny because those same people are still horrible.
Weird, right? As if when I was a kid, I knew what I was doing. No, I mean, it's just like, I mean, everyone's got to,
But it was nice by the end, before it went down, there was just a nice small group of people who at that point knew each other well and had been there for years. It wasn't like tons and tons of people. It was like the same small handful, but it felt like we'd been there 10, 15 years at that point. And it did. It felt like a home. And when it went away,
that's
who was on the Vinyl Madness Yahoo group?
Barry's Temple of Godzilla.
Yeah, Barry's Temple was the first. Like when we got our first computer with the dial-up, I remember searching for Godzilla and finding Barry's Temple of Godzilla. Yeah, and being so amazed. Yeah, being so amazed with the sound clips and the screenshots and stuff that he had.
It was the best
download.
Yeah.
I actually saved and printed out a picture he had of Mechagodzilla 93 on Barry's Temple, and I cut it out and I turned it into a magnet, and I still have it.
Oh,
it was an image on Barry's Temple. I just printed out the image and made a magnet out of it. But
that's awesome.
I read the shit out of that website to the point where
he did an interview with somebody
on YouTube. Is that the one you're talking about?
No, I read it.
I saw
it was really interesting.
I saw the YouTube one. Yeah, I forget who it was with. I don't know if it was with. I don't know. I don't.
It was pretty interesting because he just had no idea that it was going to become this, like
he was there. He was basically there first and cared the most.
Everybody's first Godzilla internet experience was Barry's Temple of Godzilla. So
I mean, that's why for toys, that's what Club Tokyo was. It was the first American. I mean, first in English that tried. God help us, tried to do what we tried to do with it.
So and that's the other thing I was going to say. For people who don't know about Club Tokyo, Rich and Mike Johnson, pretty much keep that alive. They have a Patreon that you can pay for, and what's the Patreon pay for really? I mean, it's just paying to keep the website going.
It's
the way you have.
I'll say first off, Club Tokyo right now, it's Mike's work. Yeah. He like the old one was very much me. Like I programmed it, et cetera. But he programmed the new one that's so I give him all credit for that. Yeah, it's very all his toys now that are up there, but I'm still involved. Like, I pay for it. The hosting's me.
It's an unbelievable resource. Like if you just it's such a good reference. Like anytime we've done a Coffee and a Kaiju.
Great.
Rich will appreciate that it was inspired by the Star Wars Collectors Archive because I know all the guys who run that.
Okay, cool.
So
the like I said, just the sheer amount of you could spend hours on that page just looking at. I used to back in the day before I was like a hardcore collector. I would just scroll and just be like, oh my god, I wish I had that. I wish I could get one of those.
I would go there when it was back in probably the early 2000s. I was still in the military and I was hardcore on Bandai on my first go around. I was like, which ones are which? I need to know which ones have the right tag because I don't need, all right, for like Space Godzilla, for instance, you had the Godzilla Island, the Toho Kaiju series, the Godzilla movie monsters. Then you had the pink tag movie monsters. So I would go to Club Tokyo. All right, I got that one. I need that one. Hunt it down, blah, blah, blah. But it's the biggest literally picture dictionary of everything Godzilla collectibles that you could think of. So
it's not as in depth as it could be. Like you mentioned all those tags, like the perforated tags versus solid tags versus what Godzilla sticker is on each tag if you go far enough back.
Yep.
Congratulations, you are now obsessive compulsive
for those 8-inch figures, especially through like the 89-90. There's so many variations on those that people don't even
damn tags. Like
the damn tags, the perforated tags, the paint variations. People don't know there are variations on like
and it's confusing to people because
a
lot of the figures released in 91 say 89 on the tag, but then they were released with a 92 tag, and it's
or even the Godzilla 91, the made in Korea version.
Yeah,
I think the 91. I have the made in Korea and the tag is made in Japan. It's like, well, look on the bottom of the foot. Like I fucking love that shit. I love. I mean, I know what 91 I have now, but I love I think I was talking with Brandon years ago about it. It was like, the eyes are painted differently, but the tag says made in Japan. The bottom of the foot says made in Korea. So who knows which one you got?
Well, but that's the great thing. I think we were talking about earlier with I consider that vintage probably now, but we're talking about like bull marks and stuff. Where I was like, those are toys. Those are things that just happen.
People don't even know there's a damn tag King Ghidorah. Like, most people don't even know that it even exists, and the people who have it are
rare.
So few. It wasn't made to be rare. But Rich, what is the story with that exactly? Like, why is that so rare? Do you know?
I mean, I can guess. I mean, honestly, it was a transitional period, right? That's why you get because it was a more expensive figure.
Yeah,
I mean, relative now, but I mean, it was more expensive, so they weren't going to make as many. And the 89 to what? I think 89 to 91 damn tags because there's 80. I think both tags exist for all of them. If you had the figures existing with one tag,
are there 91 tags for figures like Minya? All the Minyas I've seen have 89 tags.
I need to look. I'll look up at my Bandai's to double check, but I'd have to look and see. But I think
what was that?
Name showed up briefly.
Someone will message him.
But no,
don't scare.
A little more expensive now. You may remember because they showed up at G Fest a while back, and I think Brandon got all giggly because they showed up in auctions on Japan, where suddenly there was a find of a bunch of damn.
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember that. Yes,
A
it was like
box was found in a warehouse. I mean, that's really what it was, and then they just sold through the box. It was fun watching with some collectors because, like, oh god, this, the prices. Watching the prices go down as whoever found the box was smartly selling them one or two at a time.
Yes.
And it's just the tag. It's not like the figure. I mean, there's so
many of those. But some of those
Ghidorah figures. I mean,
there's at least 2 different Megalons, and I think one was at 89. I think one was at 91. But there's the paint variations on some of
I've
those.
seen Megalons of different paint.
Yeah, and copper, gold. I think, as someone who has not pulled his Bandai's down in a while, I think those paint variations can be lined up with the tag as well, which makes sense.
I got 2 Megalons. I got 2 Gigan.
I think Gigan has a variation. If I'm
Megalon, Gigan, Anguillus, Hedera, the 64 Mothra larva. All of those have paint variations.
Getting into that era, there's a lot of paint variations that people don't think about. They think people think about like the 64. They think about the Mechagodzilla because those are the obvious ones. Those are ones that had a lot of really interesting variations.
64 Mechagodzilla and King Ghidorah. Even the King Ghidorahs are different.
Yeah, Ghidorah.
There's 284s, there's 288s.
Yeah, and then people think about the Memorial Box and the Forever series, but especially when you get those earlier ones before it was before it was industrialized, their paint variations on
Gigan, Anguillus, and Megalon were kept in production for like 3 or 4 years. So of course the paint's going to be different. Unlike with Baragon, I think just got one release.
Yeah, and if you're someone who really loves variations of stuff, you can get one of those for the price of the others, as opposed to picking up various Sofubi variations at twice the price.
I've even seen 92 Mothra larvas that look different. Like
possibly, I don't know. I'm sure you're right.
I have 2 of them with different paint sprays, unless they're faded.
Yeah, which
so I got a question about these paint variants. Now, like it's something that I think about all too often. Sometimes it's when I'm like looking at my figures and stuff. Do we think these paint variants are just because they just changed the paint out, or because they intentionally made them different? Is it something as simple as like, oh, we're using yellow? All right, we open up a new yellow. Now Mechagodzilla's eyes look different.
I think it's as simple as just they put it out once in the initial release. They decided to restock it maybe a year or so, like the 91 got perfect. You know what, Rich? Perfect example. The Bandai 91 Godzilla that came out in 2021, the one that just came out a couple of months ago, is actually painted slightly different.
It is.
There's your explanation.
Yeah. Well, I know the 6-inchers. I mean,
not a variant, really.
It isn't a variant. It's a I think it's supposed to be a restock, but they even corrected the tag.
Yeah. And you can compare that. I mean, that's a little different from like
a little bit.
And it's a little different from the 60s and 70s stuff, in my opinion, because that was very much people with their masks on at a warehouse, or not warehouse, in a factory, spray painting.
And you can see on the pull marks,
right?
You can see them making the spray marks.
Yeah, you'll have, you'll have so many variations of some of these things, and some are important variations, but you'll also see ones, and some of these I do care about. Yeah,
you can see the direction they move the paint gun.
Yeah, is the dude or the woman doing it left-handed or right-handed? Yep. I mean, so and I've got, because I've got a little baby Gomez over here who has a more red on his mouth and bigger eyeballs than the other one I have. I mean, because and I love that because it's just who's doing it. There's a personal touch to that, but it's also made as a toy. Yeah. So it's not a personal touch and we're only going to make 5 of these and you're going to pay however much for them. It's like, it's a toy. And
did you guys see the video on YouTube of focusing on M1 figures? I think it was by Tokyo Toy Bastard.
I love M1 figures.
It was like a 17-minute video about M1 figures, and you get, and it was an awesome video, like phenomenal. But you get to see the painter who's been painting for Marusan, if I'm pronouncing it. I'm always bad with pronunciation, but he was painting for them for God knows how long, and just to see his workshop and thing, and just watch him painting, like there really doesn't appear to be a method. I mean, he does have a method, but.
Did you see the video that was M1 and it was Yuji painting? Is that the one you're talking about, or something different?
It was for Marusan.
Oh, so there's another video where
I think I know
someone
the one.
was a two-parter where they went and watched Yuji of M1
Yeah, it's awesome.
painting the figure.
Yeah.
And it started with him doing the mold, and he pulled it out and he's painting in front of him. Like, okay, well, maybe this one will have gold eyes. And he's doing that. So there's one of those for M1 as well as Marzan.
I gotta find the M1 one. I love watching that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it shows you, you know, the hands, right? People doing it. That's I love it.
I think if bringing it back to Bandai, I don't think there was ever. I think they not that they didn't want to be consistent. I'm sure they wanted consistency. I just think like in the case of like the Megalon, which came out in '91, it's like, okay, now we'll put up the Megalon. Oh, next year Godzilla vs. Monster's coming out, so let's get these figures out again. Let's put Megalon out a second time. Okay, mix the gold paint.
Yeah,
it ends up a little bit darker. So now you have a Megalon, darker paint, 92 tag.
Yeah,
is it a variant or a restock? You know, it's like
a variant.
It's still a variant, yeah, but it wasn't made to be.
It is. That's what I was saying earlier.
A variant.
That's what I was saying earlier. That's what I'm saying earlier. I think a lot of those paint variants on those earlier Bandais also probably tie in with tag changes.
Yeah.
Because, like you're saying, and it's a more industrial process too than you were having earlier. It's more machine, right? So I think so. Yeah. So they tell the machine
to put them out again, but maybe the paint isn't mixed exactly the same, so you get a slightly different gold or copper. And no one sat there saying, "Let's make this Megalon slightly different," like they would now.
Right.
Like every new 6-inch release is different.
Yeah. And you know, and it's one of the things I love. You know, the questions, right? I ask, they don't get answered like about vintage stuff that probably applies to some of the earlier Bandais too. Is like, so the vintage small Bullmark Godzilla. There's mold differences too. One of them has 3 fingers, one has 4. And if you really look at them, there's also differences in. It's almost like a new sculpt that was made to look like the other one, because you can see like there's differences in like the spines on the back and how they did the little wrinkles on his body. I mean, it's very different. Like, why is that?
I interviewed the well, I don't know, is he the owner of Marmot, Kazumitsu Akamatsu? Is that his name?
Yeah,
I hope I said it right. From one of my episodes of my YouTube channel, and I asked him about the painting and if individual people like put their own spin on the painting of the figures, and the impression I got, and I mean, obviously, I think there might have been a little bit of a like language barrier, but the impression I got was that they basically follow a pattern, but individually there's differences, and each painter has their own individual style, maybe.
So one of the
like I'm actually like right now going back in my messages with him, and
So one of the things while you're looking,
he said, of course they're handmade by craftsmen, and there are slight individual differences, but we equate them. But so I don't know what he means by we equate them. I'm assuming that means
I don't know about Marmot specifically, but I know some of the companies what they do, and I've seen them do it, and I've seen they'll create masks, right? So I'll make this. I'm making this up. But say you've got like a Max Toy Shin Godzilla, right? And you got to get the eyes right. Well, they create a mask, and they put it over the figure, then they spray, and you got the eyes perfect the same every time, or you got the spray on the chest perfect the same every time. So it's very much that still that a person is doing it, but they use these masks, which makes cost a little more because you're also paying for these masks they make for the figures, but you get that consistency, and it certainly makes it easier for the people paying. So I know there's a couple of different companies, and the scale we're talking about companies is like 2 to 3 people for anyone outside of the 4 of us who don't know that. You're really talking about M1 is Yuji, right?
Yeah.
So you have these masks, and that just speeds it up for everyone, and you can get these figures for Wonderfest in time because that person or those 2 people, you can have more people paint too because you get that consistency, but you still have that person with that air gun doing the work.
So cool. I love that stuff. You know, it makes me think back to when I was in Japan in 2015 when I got to I had the privilege of going to the X Plus headquarters, and we were watching. Sorry, the painter painting the Yuji Sakai GMK Godzilla. It was just so fucking cool, just being able to see that happening, but just like seeing a behind the scenes perspective. You know, he's the whole paint setup. He's got the big vents and everything, and he's just sitting there, just just doing his thing. It's like so fucking cool.
These things come up for sale every once in a while. I would love to have one. It's like one of the original iron molds for the vintage figures.
Yeah, he talked about those on air.
Every once in a while, one of those will come up for sale, and I'm like, most people don't care, but I'm like, I love the. I mean, it's probably hopefully it's obvious. I love the history of these things. So having this big hunk of iron of the leg, because each one has its own iron, or the arm of a figure, to me is like kind of awesome. It'd be a hate like the most collectors, but to me, I'm like, that would be like the coolest thing I've got.
Put some Play-Doh in it and make some Play-Doh arms.
It hurts me to do this, but I gotta get going, guys.
It's cool. We're gonna close it up.
My kid is still up, so
no, it's all good. I only wanted to go till 9, so we went right over. But this was good, and we should definitely do it again. But before you jump off, Mike, Space Beast has a question that I think is good to ask the group. Mike, go ahead. Do you have anything? Mike is the.
Well, Mike doesn't have an Instagram. You may have figured.
Mike doesn't have an Instagram yet, but by the time the next of these episodes comes out, he will. And there was a comment here that said they would definitely be all about that if you had an Instagram.
Okay, well,
so, right here.
I'll talk to you guys at some other point, like tomorrow or something like that.
Yeah, Mike, we can help you.
Okay, well, in the meantime, obviously there's the Godzilla Collectors group on Facebook where I'm posting these for now, but we'll see what happens in the future. Yeah, you guys are right. So we'll see what happens next.
All right, Mike.
Yeah. Take care, Mike. Good to talk to you, man.
Yep. Take care,
Mike.
everybody.
Bye.
So I guess where I am online, clubtokyo.org was mentioned.
Clubtokyo.org, yeah.
My Instagram is King Goji. Pretty much 90% of the if you find a username King Goji online, it's me. So probably my Instagram has art stuff, but also I'll post some of my toys every once in a while on my Instagram. It's King Goji. I have a Flickr account, which is where I put my collection. Most of it's there. I think that's King Goji. And other than that, I'm just, that everywhere, basically.
Yep.
I'm in the usual places.
Yeah, cool. And then Rich, everybody knows who you are.
That guy. He's the guy who yells all the time.
You need no introduction.
Try not to yell, but
I
get
You're
excited.
awesome. You honestly, I pick on you a lot, but I do. As you know, I pick on you to your face. But I think I've said this to you. I hope I have. I think you've brought more younger people, making me sound old, with more excitement into this whole sphere of things than anyone else I know. Honestly, I mean that.
Thank you.
You just bring an energy that's pretty great. But I'll still pick on you.
Thank you. I really
Hey,
just comes
hang
down
on, you want to feel old?
doing
Oh,
what born in '88.
Can we block him now? I was already Club Tokyo was already up by October of '98.
I was born in June of 1974.
Please don't say anything, Rich. I'm the old man. I'm the old man.
Oh God.
I was the one talking about colonoscopies.
Yeah.
We're talking about exactly. You don't have to worry about a colonoscopy anytime soon. You're good for a little while longer, another 5 years at least.
I just got to take myself down. I got a kidney, so
Yeah. You had a kidneyoscopy.
Yeah. Just into my mother.
I also point out that I did angle myself so that all of my Vinyl Paradise King Gojis are here.
I like it.
You do have every one. You have one of each, right?
I have one of that's there. I love it. It's the best King Goji ever. I have one.
They're so good. They are great. So go ahead, Rich. Plug your stuff, even though everybody knows who you are.
I'm really just going to plug. Hopefully, I have to figure out the timing. But when I'm in Japan in November, we could do something when I'm there, depending on the timing. like with like coffee and kaiju or some shit. I don't know, but I'll have to coordinate with you guys.
That'd be cool.
So I'm
What's the
definitely gonna be
time?
somebody. Huh?
What's the time difference?
Well, let's see. If it's 9:48 right now, I think it's 10:48 a.m. So
Okay.
it's like a 12.
So if we
13 hour
did coffee and kaiju, me and Mike could drink coffee, and you could be drinking sake because it would be nighttime.
Yeah. So like I'm somebody had asked me. I made a thing on my YouTube channel like, hey, what kind of like content do you guys want? Blah blah blah. Because I need some. I want to field interest from people who ever watch my channel. You know, somebody said, you know, shopping in Japan or something like that. You know, so I'm definitely planning on doing a couple. I'm gonna film some shit while I'm there.
Venderake, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I really don't know what I'm gonna do. I mean, this trip is mostly just I wanted to go to eat. I want to go eat. That's legit.
Yep.
But I'm definitely gonna be there for the Godzilla Fest stuff on November 3rd. That's pretty much gonna be my only big Godzilla day. Everything else, I'm going with a buddy of mine. And it's his first time to Japan. But I'm gonna film some stuff there. But I was hoping, like, if we can coordinate, I think November 3rd is Sunday, if I remember correctly. So, it would be cool if I could jump on while I'm there if we do something on November.
Yeah,
3rd.
we should do that. That'd be cool.
So yeah, bring back Fresh Vinyl Live.
Yeah, we could definitely do that. Cool.
I'm actually working on like a new intro type thing, but I'll CBA on that.
Yeah, I had your intro for this as Corn. I'm seeing Corn on Friday.
Oh fuck yeah! Well, Gojira
Yeah,
and Spirit Box,
and
right?
Spirit Box. Yeah.
Yo, like that, let me tell you, I don't know her.
You should
first
drive
name,
down here and go with me.
When is it? Dude, I'm
Friday night.
No, I'm going up to Maine for a wedding.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the Spirit Box, she could fucking belt out some screams. She's
Yeah,
awesome.
I know she's nuts, dude. I'm so psyched to see Gojira again.
Awesome. Yeah, I want to see them too.
Yeah. So me,
Mansfield on Sunday, but I got a fucking wedding. Fucking weddings.
I think they're playing up near you though soon. Like that tour is going up near you.
On I think it's actually Saturday. Next Saturday they'll be up here.
Oh, it's right at really? That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
I got a wedding to go to.
That sucks.
Yeah. Anyway.
What are you gonna do? Responsibilities.
Yeah.
You can find me at Safubi Sit Down on YouTube. I am on Instagram as Safubi Samurai. And I also do a podcast called Gen X Lounge, which is not Godzilla related, but it is very nerdy and Gen X related. So if you're into pop culture stuff, that's what that is. So yeah, that's where you can find me. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I think we're going to do this again in a couple of weeks or a month, and then we're going to try to do a coffee and kaiju, like Rich was saying. Or that's more of a structured thing, where this is more of a just shoot the shit thing. So, Rich, man, thanks for coming on. It is good to see you, brother.
Yes.
Not you, other Rich.
I am agreeing with you about Rich Cox. Thank you.
Oh, okay. I got you.
It's always so confusing when we both happen to be.
It's confusing. I know.
No, it's awesome. I mean, I don't get the
have
G
that much of an ego. Fuck, man.
I don't get the G
You're like, yes, it was awesome for you to see me.
No, it's always great to see you guys. I don't get to see you as much as I used to, and I appreciate you. Everyone's doing good.
Dude, you got to do a coffee and kaiju when we do. We're gonna do like a King Kong versus Godzilla episode. I think that'll probably be our next focused episode. On the collectibles of King Kong versus Godzilla. So
you let me know.
I feel like that one might be up your alley. Yeah, I feel like that one might be
these guys up.
Yeah. So I think that might be up your alley. But yeah, thanks to everybody for tuning in. Like and subscribe to my channel, like and subscribe to Rich's channel. Go to Club Tokyo, go to Patreon and help out Club Tokyo. It's like $2 a month. Come on. It's worth it. Yeah, man. So thanks everybody for tuning in.
Thank y'all.
Yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.